Hare Krishna, and welcome all devotees to our weekly session on Bhagavad Gita. Today we'll be discussing a slightly different topic. हम किसी अलग टॉपिक के ऊपर चर्चा करेंगे, भगवद गीता से चर्चा नहीं करेंगे. एवरीथिंग इज रिलेटेड. वैसे तो सब कुछ एक दूसरे से रिलेटेड है, पर हम आज 30 तारीख को, 30 अप्रैल को, जैसे कि हमने सेलिब्रेट किया नरसिम्हा चतुर्दशी, अपियरेंस डे ऑफ लॉर्ड नरसिम्हा देव. So that was the day on which Narasimha Dev appeared from the pillar to fulfill the vows or the statements of two of his devotees, Narad Muni and Prahlad Maharaj, Brahmadev and Prahlad Maharaj. And so he kept his all the vows and appeared on that day by Tithi. So we celebrated Narasimha Chaturdashi Mahotsav in all temples in ISKCON. And using that as an occasion, we are going to discuss today how Krishna protects. Narasimha is Keshavadhrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare. It's said that Keshav, who has taken this form of Narasimha, Narahari, is not different than Keshav. Keshav is the same boy, same boy in Vrindavan who perform various leelas, but steal butter and dance with the gopis. And the same Keshav is appearing here as Narsimha to protect his devotee. And दैट इज गोइंग टू बी द थीम. ये थीम होगी. एंड उस सिलसिले में हम लोग चर्चा करेंगे इस पर्टिकुलर पास टाइम की, जिसमें कि नरसिम्हा देव ने अपियर होके प्रहलाद, भक्त प्रहलाद की रक्षा की. Okay, so that is the theme of today's discussion. We'll have question answer towards the end also. Uh, Protection is a touchy subject. We all want to ourselves to be protected, and we expect God to do that. So there could be a lot of questions all of you may have, and आप कृपया उसको नोट डाउन कीजिएगा, टाइप करके रखिएगा कहीं पे अलग से, and we can discuss these questions towards the end of the session. I'll try and give answers to the best of my ability. So with this, let's jump into the topic for today: how Krishna protects. There's a prayer, सातवें स्कंद में श्रीमद् भागवतम सेवंथ कैंटो describes the pastime of Lord Narsimhadev and Bhakta Prahlad. And there is a so in this canto, in the ninth chapter, where Prahlad Maharaj is offering various prayers to Lord Narsimha, he speaks this beautiful verse. We'll discuss this verse in detail before proceeding. Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Trastosmya aham kripana vatsala dusahogra samsara chakra kadanada grasatam pranitaha baddha swakarma भिरुशत शतम तेंघ्र मील मूलम प्रीतो अपर वर्ग शरणम हवयसे कदानु प्रीतो अपवर्ग शरणम हवयसे कदानु. So trastosmya aham, trastosmya, what we have given is, हमने ना word to word उसका मीनिंग भी दिया है, so that we can properly understand this verse. We can deeply follow what has been written in this verse. So trastosmya aham. uh, प्रहलाद महाराज बोल रहे हैं ये नरसिंहदेव से. ही इज स्पीकिंग टू नरसिंहदेव. He's saying trastyo asmi aham, trastyah asmi aham. I am inflicted, I am being thrust, I am being in a great difficulty, I am being in great problem. Trastosmya aham. Very clearly, Prahlad Maharaj is calling out that I'm in great difficulty right now. And what he's saying is Kripana Vatsala. भगवान को भक्त वत्सल कहा गया है. भगवत गीता के पहले अध्याय में हम देखते हैं कि प्रभुपाद परपट में लिखते हैं कि अर्जुन के कहने से, अर्जुन कहते हैं भगवान को, टेक माई चैरियट इन बिटवीन टू आर्मीज. And Krishna, just like an obedient servant, follow the order. Take the chariot between two army. And Prabhupada becomes very fascinated by this gesture, by this action by Krishna, because Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has nothing to do. He's master of everyone. He's Supreme Personality of Godhead, um, higher than even the demigods. What to speak of normal humans? So he need not really follow anyone. Everyone is his servant, but still, out of his own love, out of his own choice, Krishna agrees to become chariot driver of her Arjuna, and very just like any other driver, very obediently he follow all the instructions given by Arjuna, including this one. So, uh, Bhakta Vatsal, Prabhupada explains in Bhagavad Gita first chapter how Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal, how he loves his devotees, those who are devoted to him. Prabhupada says Krishna loves them. That's why he's known as Bhakta Vatsal. But what Prahlad Maharaj is saying here is बहुत significant है. He's saying Kripana Vatsal. You are not only lover of your devotees, you love those who are Kripana. Now we understand in the Bhagavad Gita second chapter, Arjun says that Karpanya dosho pahata svabhavaha. And in that explanation to that verse, Prabhupada writes that कृपणम कौन है कृपणम कृपण वो है जो इस लाइफ इज लाइक अ वेल्थ दिस लाइफ टाइम दैट वी हैव गॉट इज लाइक अ वेल्थ is like a wealth, and if we invest it carefully, we have a chance of multiplying this wealth. We have a chance of attaining eternal life in Golok Vrindavan if we use this lifetime properly. अगर इस जीवन काल को हमने सही उपयोग किया तो अ, हम इटर्नल जीवन पा सकते हैं भगवत धाम में। हम भगवत धाम जा सकते हैं जहाँ जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि नहीं है। बट हमने ये इसका दुरुपयोग किया, हमने इसका सही इस्तेमाल नहीं किया, इस जीवन काल का हमने सही उपयोग नहीं किया, तो हम जीवन के वी विल गेट caught up in the cycle of repeated birth and repeated death. So Asurkul, Prahlad Maharaj is born in the family of Asuras, and there where everyone is simply focused on enjoying the material sense gratification. And in that family, in that background, having taken birth, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, by birth I am a Kripana, because हमें भक्ति आसानी से नहीं आती है. Naturally, asuras are not devotees, and naturally, all human beings are also not devotees. So, all human beings are mini asuras, mini demons. So सारे ही जने they simply want to enjoy, they want to enjoy eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Therefore, even they are kripana. Prabhupada says that we should invest our life properly and attain the eternal destination. And if we don't do that, then we are kripana. We are wasting a gift of human life, which otherwise is very rare, and it can be used to get eternal benefit. If we waste it, then we are kripana. And Prahlad Maharaj is here saying that you are Kripana Vatsala. You love a Kripana like me also. You are not only lover of your devotees, you can love someone like fallen like me also. Duh, dussah, dussah, dussaha yogra. Dussaha ugra means dussaha means intolerable. Ugra is ferocious. And what is Dussaha Ugra? Samsara Chakra. Dussaha Ugra kya hai? Samsara Chakra. What is Samsara Chakra? Prabhupada defines here it as the cycle of birth and death. This samsara chakra is ugra, ferocious, दुस्सह, intolerable. It is, yes, असहनीय है क्या संसार चक्र. संसार चक्र जहां हमें रिपीटेडली अलग अलग माताओं के गर्भ में प्रवेश करना पड़ता है बाय इसका क्या रीजन है, हम क्यों फंसे हैं इस संसार चक्र में. ही सेज संसार चक्र Kadanat, Kadanat. Kadanat means such a miserable condition. Grasatam, amongst other conditioned soul. who endeavor each other. Grasatam means this is this is life. This life is very difficult, where everyone, the might is right. The might is right. It is often said that the might is right. Jiski lathi uski bhais. And the world practically work like a jungle, and wherein the survival, you need to get fitter to survive. If you are weak, you will perish. And jungle rules more or less also apply in the city, almost in all our humanity also. Those who are poor, those who are weaker sections, they are often uh, exploited by the upper section. Those who are stronghold, they often exploit those who are weak, and that's been going on perpetually. So जैसे जंगल में होता है, वैसे ही शहर में भी होता है, ह्यूमन लाइफ में भी होता है, कि डिवोर वन अनदर, प्रणीतः, being thrown, and बद्ध, बाउंड क्यों? बद्ध, कैसे बद्ध, ये बंधन कैसे आ गया इस संसार चक्र में, जहां एवरीवन इज ट्राइंग टू डिवोर द अदर। हर एक जन चाहता है कि वो सुप्रीम बने, हर एक जन चाहता है कि दूसरे के सर के ऊपर पैर रख के वो ऊपर चढ़े। ये कंपटीशन लगी हुई है अमॉन्ग्स द ह्यूमंस ऑल्सो। तो इस इस हॉरिबल प्लेस में मैं फंस गया हूं। मैं क्यों फंसा हूं? स्वकर्म, स्वकर्म, बाउंड बाय स्वकर्म भी। स्वकर्म भी मीन्स by my, but the course of my, the course of the course by the reactions of my own activities, the course by the reactions of my own activities। ये इस भयंकर संसार चक्र में, जहां everyone is trying to actually practically eat up into other person, there is a कट थ्रोट कंपटीशन हम जिसे बोलते हैं, कि ये कट थ्रोट कंपटीशन वाले इस संसार चक्र में हम क्यों फंसे हैं? तो हम अपने कर्मों के रिएक्शंस के कारण फंसे हैं। ये हमारे बंधन का और कोई रीजन नहीं है। ये हमारा स्वकर्म, स्वकर्म मतलब हमने ही किया हुआ कर्म, जिसकी आज रिएक्शंस आज हमें मिल रही है, जिसके कारण हम इस संसार चक्र में फंसे हैं, जहाँ पे बहुत ही भयंकर भयानक स्वरूप है जिसका। सो स्वकर्म भी। देन so then Prabhupada, ते अघ्र ते ते तेन अंघ्रि मूलम, तेन अंघ्रि मूलम means अंघ्रि मूलम means to the soles of the lotus feet, अंघ्रि मूलम to the soles of your lotus feet, say प्रीतः, being pleased with me, अपवर्ग शरणम, अपवर्ग शरणम means which are the shelter meant for liberation from this horrible condition of material existence। हवयसे kadanu, हवयसे means you will call me, kada when, no indeed। So what Prahlad Maharaj is saying there is, I'm in a great difficult condition currently, एंड आप कृपण वत्सल हो, आप कृपण वत्सल हो, और आप मुझे इस संसार चक्र से बचा सकते हो। आई एम प्रेइंग टू यू दैट प्लीज, प्लीज कॉल मी, प्लीज सेव मी फ्रॉम दिस संसार चक्र, जहां एवरीवन, देयर इज अ कट थ्रोट कॉम्पिटिशन, देयर इज, एवरीवन इज जस्ट ट्राइंग टू डिवोर द अदर पर्सन। सो इस संसार, इस भयंकर संसार चक्र में मैं अपने कर्मों से फंसा हूं, ये सच है। बट यू कैन सेव मी ओ लॉर्ड, यू कैन protect me, O Lord. And that is what Prahlad Maharaj is praying। we'll see the translation. O most powerful, insurmountable Lord, who are kind to the fallen souls, I have been put into the association of demons as a result of my activities, and therefore I am very much afraid of my condition of life within this material world। When will that moment come when you will call me to the shelter of your lotus feet, which are the ultimate goal for liberation from the conditional life. So Prahlad Maharaj is praying, when will you call me to your lotus feet? When will you call me to your dham? When will I get mukti, liberated from this material world? When will I go back to Godhead? When will you call me? When will you allow me to come there? So it's a very beautiful prayer. And this prayer is spoken at a moment which is what makes this prayer extraordinary is it's a call for help. Call for help, sensing danger. Sensing danger, this is the call for help. In this picture, we can see that Lord Narsimha Dev is sitting on the throne, and Prahlad Maharaj is walking towards him, and he's speaking to him. All other devatas are also praying to Prahlad Maharaj, to Narsimhadev, and Narsimhadev is not satisfied. How did we reach here? We see different body parts of different asuras who have been killed by Lord Narsimhadev after his appearance. But how did we came to this place, came to this situation? The background, in very brief, we will discuss. We will not go into the story, which many of you must have seen the movie Narsimha movie which was released recently, which also explained this pastime very beautifully. But in brief, let's understand this story a little bit in brief, and then we'll move forward with our topic as to how Lord protects. The seventh canto starts with the question answer being going on. So there are many conversations in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a and at this point they reach the very in the seventh canto. You probably have it goes very deep. This whole conversations goes very deep. The start to start with, Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1 starts with the conversation between Shaunaka Muni and Suta Goswami, where they are performing yagya for the benefit of the people in Kali Yuga. And the Suta Goswami arrives there, and Shaunaka Muni asks him questions. And so Suta Goswami, having heard Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukhdev Goswami, when Sukadev Goswami narrated it to Parikshit Maharaj, he was present, and he was present sitting very close to Sukadev Goswami. Uh, so he heard Bhagavatam from Sukadev Goswami, which is narrating to the sages in Naimisharanyam in response to their queries. So at level one, this conversation is going on between Suta Goswami and Shaunaka Muni. Now, Suta Goswami is speaking Bhagavatam, what he heard from Sukadev Goswami while he was narrating it to Parikshit Maharaj. In response to one of the question from Parikshit Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami uh, narrates the conversation which took place between Maitreya Muni and Vidura. So this is level 3. And so Vidura, after being insulted by Duryodhana, uh, he left, and he considered it as a as a as a blessing that he was relieved from the he was kicked out of Hastinapur. But he felt it as being great relief, great blessing by Lord. And having relieved from his political duties, he took exclusive shelter of God. He visited many places of pilgrimage and ultimately met Uddhava, inquired with Uddhava, and then came to Maitreya Muni and heard Bhagavatam from him. Bhagavatam, in simple words, is Krishna Katha. A description of activities of Lord and his devotees is Bhagavatam. And that Vidura was asking multiple questions to Maitreya Muni, and Maitreya Muni was explaining this. And while explaining this, the different parampara, different dynasties who are worshipping Lord in different yugas, he comes to the seventh canto when he's explaining about the Rajasuya Yagya being conducted by Maharaj Yudhishthir, where he has called kings from all over the world. And in that Sabha, when Shishupal got killed, and Yudhishthir Maharaj becomes astonished to see that how can Shishupal get a Sahajiya Mukti? So Shishupal's soul entered into the body of Lord Krishna, having performed so many aparadh towards Lord Krishna. uh, शिशुपाल का एक ही काम था, पूरे बर्थ लेने से उन्होंने सिर्फ भगवान को गाली दी है. एंड कृष्णा केप्ट काउंटिंग 99, 100, and then he said, you now also you can stop, I will not kill you. And then he gave 101 also. He said, kya kar lega tu? And then Krishna released his Sudarshan Chakra, and he killed him in such a way that the Yajnasthali is not spoiled. And Shishupal got killed, and then his soul entered into the body of Lord Krishna. Seeing this, with amusement, Maharaj Yudhishthir is inquires with Narad Muni. Then he inquires about, अगर भगवान सम है, सम सर्वभूतेषु, सम्मोहम सर्वभूतेषु, न मे द्वेष्यो सिन प्रिय, न कोई मेरा, मैं सम्मोहम, आई एम इक्वल टू ऑल द लिविंग एंटिटीज, एंड न मे द्वेष्टो सी न मे प्रिया, न मेरा कोई, न मैं किसी से द्वेष करता हूं, न मेरा कोई प्रिय है. वैसे तो मैं वैसे तो मैं इक्वल हूँ. आई एम इक्वल टू all the living entities, not only humans, demons, animals. I'm equal to everyone. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. बट देन भगवान युधिष्ठिर महाराज पूछते हैं कि रिपीटेडली वी सी कृष्णा टेक, भगवान सिर्फ देवों का, देवताओं की पक्ष में पक्षपात करते हुए नजर आते हैं. तो क्या भगवान पक्षपाती है? क्या भगवान फेयर है कि अनफेयर है? असुरों के प्रति क्या वे अनफेयर है? क्यों ऐसा करते हैं, पक्षपात क्यों करते हैं? तो इन रिस्पॉन्स टू दिस, नारद मुनि स्टार्ट्स नरेटिंग अ स्टोरी ऑफ of Hiranyakashipu. He basically tells about the story of Kashyap Muni and the Aditi, and then in the course Hiranyakshak was born and Hiranyakashipu was born, and unki katha aati hai. So we have Suta Goswami, Shaunaka Rishi. We have next second is Sukadev Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj, then Vidura and Maitreya, and now Narad Muni and Yudhishthir. And in the course, Narad Muni is explaining कि how हिरण्यकशिपु, जब हिरण्याक्षक का वध होता है एंड उनकी सारी पत्नियां रोती रहती है, एंड हिरण्यकशिपु वहां जाके एक लेक्चर देते हैं उनको. ही स्पीक फिलोसॉफी टू कंसोल द पीपल हु आर ग्रीविंग ओवर द डेड बॉडी ऑफ हिरण्याक्षक. तो एंड तभी वाइल स्पीकिंग हिरण्यकशिपु स्पीक्स, सो दैट कॉन्वर्सेशन गेट्स रिलेट. सो ये पांचवा लेयर है कॉन्वर्सेशंस का. एंड वाइल स्पीकिंग हिरण्यकशिपु काफी एग्जांपल्स देते हैं, सोल और शरीर के बारे में बताते हैं, आत्मा के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन देते हैं, एंड बताते हैं कि एक शरीर तो मिलता रहता है, एंड इसी तरह से आपको वीरगति प्राप्त हुए मेरे भाई के बारे में शोक नहीं करना चाहिए. एंड ये पांचवें कॉन्वर्सेशन में हिरण्यकशिपु एग्जाम्पल देते हैं और एक कथा का, जिसमें कि एक भगवान यमराज, एक एक राजा के मर जाने पे, युद्ध में वीरगति को प्राप्त होने के बाद उनकी रानियां इतना विलाप करती है, इतना विलाप करती है कि यमराज का हृदय भी, कठोर हृदय भी उनका, उनका उनमें दया आ जाती है, और वो खुद एक बालक के स्वरूप में वहां प्रकट होते हैं. और यमराज, एक छठवें कॉन्वर्सेशन में यमराज एक कथा कहते हैं, और वाइल एक्सप्लेनिंग टू द क्वींस, यमराज बताते हैं कि शरीर के लिए क्यों शोक नहीं करना चाहिए. एंड देन ही नरेट्स अ स्टोरी ऑफ वन मेल बर्ड एंड फीमेल बर्ड एंड देयर चिल्ड्रन. while they were living very happily as a family, there is a hunter. There is a hunter who takes aim at that female bird, and he shoots an arrow and kills that female bird. Now the male bird is wondering, क्या हो गया, ये सडनली ऐसे कैसे हो गया, अब मैं क्या करूं, अब मैं, एंड विलाप करने लगता है, अब मैं क्या करूं, ये बच्चों का क्या होगा, हाउ कैन आई प्रोटेक्ट दिस चिल्ड्रन, हाउ कैन आई फीड दिस चिल्ड्रन, हाय हाय अब मैं क्या करूं, हाय हाय अब मैं क्या करूं. इस तरह से विलाप करते हुए उस हंटर की नजर, अब मेल बर्ड तो, फीमेल बर्ड तो मर गया है, अब उसकी नजर पड़ती है इस मेल बर्ड पे. वो दूसरा एरो शूट करता है और उस मेल बर्ड को लगता है, और वो मेल बर्ड भी खत्म हो जाता है. तो इसी तरह से यमराज बताते हैं कि आप विलाप कर रही हो, बट यू आर नेक्स्ट इन क्यू, यू नेवर नो. वेन विल योर टाइम बी अप? सो आप विलाप करने के बजाय आप अपने कर्म कीजिए, आप भक्ति कीजिए। सो सो दैट जब आपका समय आएगा तभी आपको दुर्गति प्राप्त नहीं होगी। यू विल एटलीस्ट नॉट फॉल डाउन। सो इस तरह से यमराज छठे कॉन्वर्सेशंस में बताते हैं कि किस तरह से हमें भक्ति करनी चाहिए। एंड इंस्टेड ऑफ, सो ऑफ कोर्स यमराज भक्ति का उपदेश देते हैं, बट हिरण्यकशिपु भक्ति एलिमिनेट करके बाकी सोल और बॉडी का उपदेश करते हैं, और बोलते हैं आप शोक मत कीजिए। एंड सो सेम हिरण्यकशिपु अब वाव लेते हैं कि अपने भाई के मृत्यु का प्रतिशोध लूंगा, इस विष्णु को मैं मार डालूंगा। एंड फॉर दैट ही कलेक्ट असेंबली बुलाते हैं सारे दैत्यों की और असुरों की, एंड उसमें घोषणा करते हैं कि आज से विष्णु हमारा एनिमी नंबर वन है। एंड विष्णु इज लाइक अ जड़, और उसको पानी देने वाले ब्राह्मण एंड वैष्णव है, जो कि यज्ञ करते हैं, हवन करते हैं, भक्ति करते हैं, और जिससे कि विष्णु का बल बढ़ता है। तो सारे सेनाओं को, सारे असुर सेना को वो आज्ञा देते हैं कि आप जाके उन ब्राह्मणों का विनाश कीजिए। मेक श्योर दैट there is nobody who perform bhakti towards Lord Vishnu, towards Narayan, towards भगवान। सो आज से भगवान को तो मारने का मैंने प्रण ले ही लिया है, मैं तो मार ही दूंगा, बट यू मेक श्योर दैट ही डज नॉट गेट एक्स्ट्रा स्ट्रेंथ, एंड दीज आर द पीपल हु गिव्स हिम स्ट्रेंथ। ये अगर कुछ करते हैं तो उससे उनका बल बढ़ता है। तो आप सारे ब्राह्मणों को, जो भक्त है, वैष्णवों को, जो भगवान को चाहते हैं, जो भगवान के प्रति श्रद्धा से भजन करते हैं, जो हरिनाम लेते हैं, जो भोगाल ऑफर करते हैं, यज्ञ करते हैं, भगवान की सेवा करते हैं, तो उन सारे ऐसे ब्राह्मणों का वध कर दो। मेक श्योर दैट nobody dares to become devotee of Lord Krishna, Lord Narayana। एंड इस तरह से घोर आज्ञा देके he goes to Dronagiri Parvat and perform great austerities, so much so that Brahma ji is forced to appear there, and he asked for this unusual boon कि उन मुझे अजय होना है, मुझे अमर होना है, और मुझे अजर अमर और अजय होना है। अजर मीन्स मेरा शरीर कभी क्षीण ना हो, अमर मतलब मैं कभी मृत्यु प्राप्त ना हो, और अजय मेरे से कोई युद्ध में कभी जीत ना पाए। ब्रह्मा जी असहायता प्रदर्शित करते हैं कि बोलते हैं अमर तो मैं खुद हूं नहीं। तो आ ब्रह्म भुवनार लोकार पुनरारवर्तिनो अर्जुना, 8वें अध्याय के 16वें श्लोक में भगवान बताते हैं कि आ ब्रह्म भुवनार लोकार, फ्रॉम द प्लैनेट ऑफ ब्रह्मदेव टू द प्लैनेट ऑफ पाताल लोका, अ पुनरारवर्तिनो अर्जुना, वहां पुनर्जन्म है, वहां साइकिल ऑफ बर्थ एंड डेथ होती है। इट्स नोबडी इज एग्जम्प्ट, ब्रह्मदेव भी एग्जाम नहीं है अगर वो भक्त नहीं है। तो अगर वो भक्ति नहीं करते हैं तो वो भी संसार चक्र में ही है, वो भी संसार में ही फंसे हुए हैं, उनकी भी मृत्यु होगी। उनके उनका जीवन काल ह्यूमन जीवन काल से कहीं अधिक है, बट मृत्यु उनको भी है। which means even Brahmadev is not Amar. So if I am not अमर, हाउ कैन आई गिव यू अमरत्व? सो ब्रह्मदेव बोलते हैं कि ये मैं खुद अमर नहीं हूं, तो हाउ कैन आई मेक यू अमर? तो बोलते हैं कि ठीक है, वैसे नहीं, वैसे मैं किसी तरह से ये बूंद तो प्राप्त करूंगा। एंड फिर उन्होंने एक लंबी याचना की, और ब्रह्मदेव ने उनको ओके बोल दिया कि मेरी कभी मृत्यु नहीं हो, वो तो शक्य अशक्य है। ठीक है, मेरी न दिन में मृत्यु हो, न रात में मृत्यु हो, न अंदर हो, न बाहर हो, न देवता से हो, न आदमी से हो, और न न न पशु से हो, न भूतों से हो, न दानवों से हो। तो इस तरह से एक न सुबह में हो, न शाम को, न न रात दिन, न दिन न रात, न अंदर न बाहर, इस तरह से एक लंबी याद लिस्ट बना के हिरण्यकशिपु मांग लेते हैं। एंड देन ब्रह्मा जी विवश होके उनको वो वचन देना पड़ता है। अब हिरण्यकशिपु बिकेम द माइटिएस्ट वन, द मोस्ट पावरफुल। एंड देवताओं से उनके भय नहीं था, गंधर्वों से उनको भय नहीं था, ब्राह्मणों से उनको भय नहीं था, सारे देवताओं को वो बिना प्रयास विजय पा लेता है। सारे देवता उसकी उसके सदन में सेवक बन के काम करना शुरू करते हैं, और वो तीनों लोकों का अधिपति बन जाता है। ही इज बिकम्स प्रैक्टिकली गॉड। हिरण्यकशिपु के बारे में बताया जाता है कि उनका एक बार अम, रावण के जब हारने का समय आ रहा था, एक एक करके बड़े बड़े योद्धा मर गए थे, इंद्रजीत मर गया था, तो उस समय रावण को एक होप थी कि बलि महाराज हमारे बिरादरी वाले हैं, हमारे जात वाले हैं, तो वो मेरी सहायता करेंगे, बिकॉज ही इज ऑल्सो डीमन, आई एम ऑल्सो डीमन, मे बी ही विल हेल्प मी। सो वो पाताल लोग जाते हैं उस समय, एंड बलि महाराज को अप्रोच करते हैं, बोलते हैं कि मेरी सहायता कीजिए, एक युद्ध चल रहा है, मेरे काफी नुकसान हुआ है, मेरे काफी बच्चे मारे गए, मेरा इंद्रजीत मर गया, ये अभी मुझे युद्ध को जाना है, बट आई प्रे टू यू कि आप मेरी सहायता कीजिए, आप असुर हो, आप असुर सम्राट थे, एक समय पे देवों के साथ आपने युद्ध किया है। उस समय बलि महाराज पूछते हैं कि ऐसी कौन सी नौबत आ गई, ऐसा कौन है जो तुम्हें परेशान कर रहा है, तुम तो, मैं जानता हूं तुम्हें, तुम कोई ऑर्डिनरी व्यक्ति हो नहीं, आपने कैलाश उठाया है, आपने इतना पराब आपने इतना सब इतने 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 सारे विजय प्राप्त किए हैं। सो तो ऐसा कौन मिल गया आपको योद्धा जो आपको इतनी बुरी हालत कर दी है। तो रावणासुर बताते हैं कि ऐसे है, कोई अयोध्या का प्रिंस है, अयोध्या करके एक छोटा गांव है, वहां पे छोटा सा एक राजा था, उसका एक लड़का है, दो लड़के आए हैं, एंड पूरा उत्पात कर दिया है, पता नहीं। तो उसको बलि महाराज पूछते हैं क्यों, ऐसा क्या उसको नौबत आ गई कि वो अयोध्या से लंका आके आपसे युद्ध कर रहा है। तो रावणासुर बताते हैं कि हाँ ठीक है, मतलब मैंने उसकी वाइफ का अपहरण किया था, तो वैसे तो काफी औरतों का मैंने किया है, वैसे उनका भी किया था, तो पता नहीं उसने इतना सीरियसली क्यों ले लिया। छोड़ भी देता, वो इतनी सारी औरतें तो है, तो इससे मतलब इसे छोड़ भी देता तो क्या फर्क पड़ता। वो पता नहीं वो उस औरत के चक्कर में वो अयोध्या से यहाँ आ गया, और अभी इतना इतना कांड कर दिया है, इतना सब नुकसान कर दिया है, मेरे इतने सारे भाइयों को मारा है, कुंभकर्ण को मारा है, पद इंद्रजीत को मारा है, बहुत ही नुकसान, मुझे परेशान कर दिया है। देन बलि महाराज रियलाइजेस कि आप राम के बारे में बात कर रहे हो, देन ही सेज ठीक है, मैं तो आपकी सहायता नहीं कर सकता इस समय में, मेरा मेरा कोई योगदान नहीं है, आई एम नॉट सपोज टू बी एक्टिव इन दिस टाइम, दिस इज नॉट माई टाइम, एंड आई विल नॉट फाइट अगेंस्ट हिम। तो जब वामन देव बन के सेम आदमी आया था, तो मैंने तो उनको सब कुछ दे दिया था, भगवान के साथ मुझे तो युद्ध नहीं करना। तो वो साक्षात भगवान है, तो देन टू गिव हिम अ डेमो ऑफ हिज प्रोवेस, तो उन्होंने एक लेके गए, तो बोला कि तुम आए हो, मैं सहायता तो नहीं कर सकता युद्ध में आके, बट मैं तुम्हें कुछ गिफ्ट देना चाहता हूँ। तो बोला ठीक है बताओ। And then he took him to a place where he saw a huge mountain of gold. रावण की आंखें चमक गई, कहते हैं कि सीता को भी भूल गया एक क्षण के लिए, इतना गोल्ड से भी वो आकर्षित हुआ था, बोला इतना सारा गोल्ड, ये सब मेरा है। तो बोला हाँ है, तुम्हारा है, लेके जाओ, तुम तो कैलाश उठाने वाले हो, तुम तो इतने फेमस हो, तुम तो इसको उठा ही लोगे। तो रावण लाख कोशिश करता है उठाने की, वो उठा ही नहीं पाता, बोलता मैं ले तो जाऊंगा, बट अब मुझसे उठ नहीं रहा है। तो तो मेरी सहायता कीजिए। बोले मैं नहीं करूंगा, ये शिपिंग तुम्हारा है, मेरा गिफ्ट मैंने दे दिया, अब उठा के लेके जाना तुम्हारा काम है। तो इस रावणासुर बोलते मुझसे तो ये उठ नहीं रहा, ये है क्या, ये आया कहाँ से यहाँ से। देन ही सेज दिस माउंटेन है ना, ये हिरण्यकशिपु की एक कान की बाली है, और उसमें पीछे बाजू में और एक वैसे माउंटेन है जो दूसरी बाली है। इसको पहन के हिरण्यकशिपु घूमता था, और उस हिरण्यकशिपु को इसी भगवान ने, जब वो नरसिंह बन के आए थे, दो झापड़ मारे, पैरों पे जांगा पे रखा और पेट फाड़ दिया था उसी हिरण्यकशिपु का, जिसकी कान की बाली तुम उठा नहीं पा रहे हो। उस हिरण्यकशिपु को उसने दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तृणुभिंगा, तृणुभिंगा मतलब एक एक तृण को कुचल देते हैं, एक अ, छोटे से गवत के पत्ती को जैसे हम कुचल देते हैं, भगवान ने उस हिरण्यकशिपु को, इस महापराक्रमी महावीर हिरण्यकशिपु को, जिसकी आईब्रो आईब्रो रेज होने से इंद्र आदि देवता कांप जाते थे डर के मारे। अब पता नहीं क्या कर दे ये, और क्या बोल दे हमको, अपमानित कर दे, क्या कर दे। तो उन्होंने मारा नहीं था, बोले मैं मारूंगा नहीं तुमको, मैं काम पे लगाऊंगा, मेरे नौकर बना के रखूंगा, दास बना के रखूंगा। तो ये तो मृत्यु से ही बदतर है। तो देवताओं को एक एक आईब्रो रेस करने से देवता कांप जाते थे। ऐसे हिरण्यकशिपु को, ऐसे ही पराक्रमी हिरण्यकशिपु का एक कान की बाली यहां पड़ी है जिसे तुम उठा नहीं सकते। और उस हिरण्यकशिपु को जिसने मारा था उस भगवान के साथ तुम पंगा लेके बैठे हो। तो अब भी वक्त है। अगर उन इस स्त्री का ही मामला है, उस देवी को लौटा दो, वो लक्ष्मी है, भगवान के साथ और कोई हो ही नहीं सकता। तो साक्षात लक्ष्मी को तुम उठा लाए हो और तुम सोचते हो कि तुम सुखी हो रह पाओगे। तो लक्ष्मी नाथ को शरण जाओ, लक्ष्मी को, उनको वापस करो, वो आपकी कभी थी ही नहीं और कभी होगी भी नहीं। सो इस तरह से उपदेश देते हैं। बट रावणासुर, रावणासुर था लस्ट और वासना से ग्रहित दूषित था। तो वो सुन नहीं पाया, वो वापस चला गया, युद्ध किया, मर गया, एंड देन अल्टीमेटली भगवान की शरण उसको लेनी पड़ी। तो ऐसी ऐसा पराक्रमी हिरण्यकशिपु, ऐसा पराक्रमी, ऐसा परम पराक्रमी हिरण्यकशिपु, ही वॉज ऑलमोस्ट लाइक अ गॉड इन द मटेरियल वर्ल्ड। एंड उस हिरण्यकशिपु का बेटा, छोटा सा 5 साल का बेटा भक्ति करने लगा। जिस हिरण्यकशिपु ने बोला था कि दुनिया में तीनों लोकों में 14 लोक है, वहां पे अपर प्लानेट, मिडल प्लानेट एंड लोअर प्लानेट, सब मिलके 14 प्लानेट्स है, कोई भक्ति नहीं करेगा, कोई भक्ति नहीं करेगा। किसी की हिम्मत नहीं होनी चाहिए, अगर किसी ने की गला काट दो। He given brutal orders, and his asur friends were executing that order. So practically the worship of Lord stopped during this period. Nobody could dare open his mouth and pray to God. देवता हतबल थे। So इससे हिरण्यकशिपु का बेटा भक्ति करने लगा, भक्ति भक्त बन गया। एंड हिरण्यकशिपु गॉट अ शॉक ऑफ हिज लाइफ कि मैंने तीनों लोकों में भक्ति कर दी और यहाँ मेरा बेटा भक्ति कर रहा है। किसकी? तो विष्णु की। उस विष्णु को जिसको मारने का मैंने मैंने प्रण बना लिया है, जो आज मुझसे छुप कर घूम रहा है, मेरे सामने नहीं आ रहा है, जिसने हिरण्याक्ष को मारा, मेरे भाई को मारा, ऐसे विष्णु का भक्ति कर रहा है ये मेरा बेटा। तो वो डांटता है। गुरुकुल जाते हैं प्रहलाद महाराज, तो शुक्राचार्य के 2 पुत्र हैं जो गुरुकुल चलाते हैं, उनकी सहायता करते हैं। तो उनको बहुत डांटता है कि बोला शायद गुरुकुल में कोई प्रीचर आ गया है, शायद इस्कॉन का कोई डिवोटी आ गया है, शायद कुछ प्रीचिंग कर रही है, कुछ तो प्रीचिंग चल रही है। तो नहीं तो मेरे भक्त, मेरे बेटे को कहां से पता चलेगा विष्णु कौन है? यहाँ पे तो कोई विष्णु का नाम नहीं ले रहा, किसी की हिम्मत नहीं है विष्णु का नाम लेने की। तो हाउ कैन ही बिकम अ डिवोटी? इट्स अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ ग्रेट रिसर्च कि पता करो ये भक्त बना कैसे। तो फिर वापस ले जाते हैं उसके गुरु, गुरुकुल में वापस ले जाया कर होता है, पड़ता है। एंड देन शुक्राचार्य के पुत्र उनसे इंक्वायरी करते हैं कि बता बेटे, हम तुझे डांटेंगे नहीं, हम तुझे मारेंगे नहीं, बट तू बता, सच सच बता कि तू भक्त बना कैसे। हमने तो तुझे ये सिखाया नहीं, हम तुझे से सिखाते हैं, इकोनॉमिक्स सिखाते हैं, पॉलिटिक्स सिखाते हैं, कूटनीति सिखाते हैं, अम, और ये सब जो सिखाते हैं वो तो तुम सीख ही रहे हो, पर ये किसने कहा सिखाया तुमको? भक्ति क्यों कर रहे हो, कीर्तन क्यों कर रहे हो, विष्णु का गुणगान क्यों कर रहे हो? ये विष्णु मिला कहाँ से तुमको? देन so he sees कि so later on they realizes कि ये तो पैदाइशी भक्त है, ये पैदा होने के बाद नहीं सीखा है, कुछ शायद पहले जन्मों का है या गर्भ में ही इसने सीखा है। इवेंचुअली हिरण्यकशिपु becomes mad एंड बोलता है, ही सेज अगर कर्क रोग हो जाए, कैंसर हो गया है, शरीर के किसी अवयव को कोई रोग हो जाए, तो उसे काट के फेंकना में ही पूरे शरीर को बचाना है, तो उसको काट के फेंकना पड़ेगा। वन पार्ट ऑफ योर बॉडी इज affected by cancer or some kind of a infection which is spreading and which has potential to spoil your entire body, then in order to save your body, this part of body should be chopped off, शुड बी कट करके फेंक देना चाहिए उसको, और वो जल्द से जल्द करना चाहिए बिफोर इट इज वेरी लेट। एंड तो फिर ऑर्डर देते हैं कि सारे भक्त प्रहलाद का मार दो। प्रहलाद को मार दो। प्रहलाद को मारने में ही असुर कुल का असुर कुल को अगर बचाना है तो प्रहलाद को मरना पड़ेगा। एंड देन ही ऑर्डर्स प्रहलाद टू बी किल्ड बाय वेरियस वेज, एनी पॉसिबल वे, जस्ट मार डालो उसको, मेरा बेटा है बट फिर भी मार डालो। बहुत ही ब्रूटल, बहुत ही खतरनाक ऑर्डर देते हैं। एंड डिस्पाइट ऑफ बेस्ट एफर्ट्स बाय ऑल द असुरास, ही इज नॉट किल्ड। एंड देन ही स्पीक्स विद प्रहलाद कि तुमको तुम्हारी शक्ति मिल कहाँ से रही है। एंड प्रहलाद वेरी चिकी आंसर्स देते हैं, बहुत ही प्रोवोकेटिव आंसर देते हैं कि जहां से तुमको जिसने शक्ति दी है उसको जिससे जहां से शक्ति मिलती है, मुझे भी वहीं से शक्ति मिलती है। सो हिरण्यकशिपु को शक्ति मिली थी ब्रह्मदेव से। और वो बोल प्रहलाद महाराज बोल रहे हैं कि उस ब्रह्मा को जहां से शक्ति मिलती है, जहां से ऊर्जा मिलती है, मुझे भी सेम सोर्स से ऊर्जा मिल रही है। एंड देन हिरण्यकशिपु गोज मैड इन एंगर। पूरे 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 अपमान और गुस्से से पागल होके हिरण्यकशिपु पूछते हैं, तुम्हारा ये भगवान है कहाँ, विष्णु है कहाँ। ऐसे कहा जाता है, आचार्य कहते हैं कि उस समय भगवान, वैसे तो वो विष्णु उसका नाम ही है, उपविशते इति इन एवरी अणु, जो हर अणु में स्थित है उसे विष्णु कहते हैं। तो भगवान हर अणु में है, हर कण में है। तो वो उस समय हर कण में मैनिफेस्ट हो गए, उस महल के हर कण में, हर हर जगह विष्णु मैनिफेस्ट हो गए। एंड द मोमेंट ही स्मैश दैट पिलर, उस पिलर को भेद उसको तोड़ने के बाद इमीडिएटली वहां से नरसिंहदेव प्रकट होते हैं। प्रचंड प्रचंड ललकार गर्जना करते हुए बाहर आते हैं। प्रचंड गुस्सा है उनमें कि मेरे भक्तों के ऊपर आपने क्यों अत्याचार किया, क्यों इतना उसके ऊपर आपने गलत तरीके से उसको ट्रीट किया। वाई आर यू ट्राइंग टू किल माई डिवोटी, हाउ डेयर यू किल माई डिवोटी। आपकी हिम्मत कैसे हुई मेरे भक्तों का भक्तों के ऊपर उंगली उठाने के लिए भी। एंड इस तरह से हिरण्यकशिपु कम्स आउट, हैव अ फियर्स बैटल विथ with Narasimhadev, comes out and have a fierce battle with Hiranyakashipu, and he puts him on his lap, fulfills all his conditions. So it's not morning, it's not even in night, it's evening, it's dusk time. Dusk time means एक संध्या काल होता है, जिसमें हमें न दिन कह सकते हैं, न रात कह सकते हैं, न अंदर न बाहर। उसे वो उस चौखट पे लेके जाते हैं दरवाजे के, और वहां न ऊपर न नीचे उसको अपने जंघा पर सुलाते हैं। और न शस्त्र से न अस्त्र से उसको अपने नाखून से पेट फाड़ के मार डालते हैं। वो वे ना नर है न हरि है, न वो भगवान है और न मनुष्य है, और न ही वो आदमी, न न वो एनिमल है। अ, उनको वो ये है, अ, वो है वो जिन्हें ब्रह्मा ने बनाया नहीं है, ब्रह्मदेव की उत्पत्ति से नहीं है। ही इज नॉट फ्रॉम द ब्रह्मास क्रिएशन। So he's pare, he's beyond that creation. So he existed even when Brahma didn't existed. So ऐसे नरसिंहदेव जो कि एक हाफ लायन एंड हाफ ह्यूमन, न नर न हरि, न न न न ह्यूमन, न गॉड, न न न न पशु, और ऐसे उनका अद्भुत रूप है, अद्भुत स्वरूप है, बहुत अकराल विकराल स्वरूप है, बहुत गुस्से में है। इस तरह से वो उनको नाखून से ओपन हार्ट सर्जरी करते हैं, स्टमक फाड़ देते हैं, उनकी उनका उनकी पूरे शरीर के चिथड़े कर देते हैं, उनके जो आतड़िए थे उनको बाहर निकाल के उसका गार्लन बना लेते हैं, अपने अपने गले में लगा लेते हैं। इस तरह से भयंकर वर्णन है जिस तरह से उनका वध करते हैं। सिर्फ मार के छोड़ नहीं देते हैं, बहुत ही भयंकर तरीके से उनका वध करते हैं। फिर उनकी पूरी सेना आती है, उनका भी पूर्ण विनाश करते हैं। और ये सब होने के बावजूद वो जाके वो सिंहासन पे बैठ जाते हैं। एंड देन he is still very angry, and all the demigods have started offering prayers. They are all present, they are working as servants in the palace of Hiranyakashipu. So they are all present. इंद्रादि देवता आके भगवान नरसिंह देव के सामने गिड़गिड़ाना शुरू करते हैं। They start offering beautiful prayers for the satisfaction of Lord Narsimhadev, but he's not satisfied. He's still angry. And then Prahlad, they sent Brahma ji and सब बोलते हैं प्रहलाद आपके लिए भगवान ने ये अवतार लिया है तो आप ही जाइए और भगवान को शांत कीजिए. And then Prahlad Maharaj approaches Lord Narsimhadev. Lord Narsimhadev keeps his hand on the head of Prahlad Maharaj, and then Prahlad Maharaj starts speaking these beautiful verses. Prahlad Maharaj is um, is saying, "Oh Lord, this one of this beautiful verse is spoken by Prahlad Maharaj at this time. Now, for saving Prahlad Maharaj, Lord accepted this beautiful form, and so this is a moment of glory for Prahlad. जैसे कि कोई टेनिस चैंपियनशिप होती है, बहुत ओलंपिक में किसी को गोल्ड मिलता है, सो बहुत सारी मेहनत उसके पीछे होती है. बहुत सालों की मेहनत से कोई प्रावीण्य हासिल करता है किसी स्पोर्ट्स में, एंड देन दे फाइट सो मेनी अपोनेंट्स एंड दे एंटर द ग्रैंड स्लैम, दे goes to the Wimbledon, play each and every match, survive through physically, mentally, emotionally, and then goes into the semi-final, then into the final, and then defeats the best of that opponent with great determination, great hard work, great endeavor. और इसके बाद जब उन्हें वो बड़ी ट्रॉफी मिलती है, बड़ा अवार्ड मिलता है, देन दे that is the moment of glory for them. They may thank some people, but they will say how hard they work for this moment. ये this is for this moment of glory came in their life after so much of hard work, and they always dreamed of this. They always उन्होंने स्वप्न उन्होंने देखते थे कि स्वप्न देखते थे कि ये कब मैं करूंगा, कब मैं ये अचीव करूंगा. इस तरह से वो एक विक्ट्री स्पीच करेंगे. एंड दैट इज नेचुरल कि कोई उनको ब्लेम नहीं करता. they may thank some people who helped them during this journey, but in general this will be their victory speech. And here Prahlad Maharaj, while speaking with Narsimadev, is saying trastosmi aham, am inflicted. What is he inflicted about? Hiranyakashipu is dead. Can somebody raise his hand and tell कि किस चीज से प्रहलाद महाराज त्रस्त है, किस चीज से प्रहलाद महाराज डरे हुए हैं? What is the problem that now he's so much worried? Somebody can, if you wish to answer, you can raise hand and I can, or you can unmute and speak. We have किस चीज, what is the problem now? Hiranyakashipu is dead. This is a moment of victory. This is a moment of glory. And what is he talking about? Where is the problem? Trastosmya aham. ऐसा क्या बोल दिया उन्होंने? Shipra Mataji is saying subsequent life. Rohan, anybody wants to? Three of you,
Krishna
anybody?
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, maybe Prahlad Maharaj is having concern for other jivas who are uh, in a cycle of repeated birth and death. So by their inconvenience, he is getting thrust.
Okay, so yeah, that is one of the reason that he gives later, but not at this moment. Yes, somebody else, Vaishnavi Mataji, you are
Prabhuji,
unmuted.
yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Actually, he is scared now. He will kill his father because Prahlad Maharaj loves his father as well.
He loved
Maybe
his
he
father.
is,
Okay. He's
yeah,
thinking what will happen to him.
he
Now
does
he's
not,
been killed. अब उनका
yeah,
क्या होगा? That's kind
yeah.
of the reason. Yes, that is
Mhm.
one of the boon that he was asked to ask for some boon, and he says कि मेरे पिताजी का क्या होगा? कि उन्होंने तो
Hmm.
गलती नहीं की कभी भी. तो भगवान कहते हैं कि पिताजी क्या, पिछले 14 जन्मों का उद्धार कर दिया मैंने, सबको भेज दिया भगवत धाम. But that is not the reason why he's thrasta. Kanchan Mataji and then Vikas Roji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
It is like he was tensed because uh, the anger of Narsimha Dev was not in control, and he was the reason for his anger. He believed that he was the reason. Because of that, Lord Krishna has to be in this angerous root.
Okay. Uh, because of him, Lord has become angry. That is his. Yeah, that is one explanation that you're giving. Well, that's fine, but
Prabhu,
that's not the. Yes, Himanchal Panda and then Vikas Roji.
Prabhuji, Prahlad Maharaj was intending to convert his father as a Vishnu Bhakta. He was Vishnu Bhakt. He was praying. So he wanted that his father should also change his mind and pray bhakti for Vishnu. So his intention was not to kill him. His intention was everybody should bhakti to Vishnu.
ओके, सारे भक्त बने वो, उन्होंने कोशिश तो की थी। वो जो प्रवचन उन्होंने दिया था भगवान, उनके साथ जो कॉन्वर्सेशंस की थी उसमें बोला था कि ये एक्चुअली ग्रह अंधकूपम, ग्रह अंधकूप है, तो आप उसमें मत रहिए, आप भक्ति कीजिए। उन्होंने उपदेश करने की कोशिश तो की थी, बट उनके पिताजी नहीं माने थे, तो ही वॉज नॉट एग्रेबल टू दैट। सो दैट इज, सो दैट अटेम्प्ट फेल्ड। एंड yes, विकास जी, और कुछ है आपका यू वांट टू, एंड राजीव आफ्टर दिस।
Krishna Guruji, Dandavat Pranam. So Prahlad Maharaj is not actually worried about, since he is not scared of this scene, the Yuddha scene. As one of the devotee mentions that he didn't see the face of the Lord also, because he was stuck to seeing the Lord by the lotus feet, and he was mesmerized with that. But his problem is actually the conditional life, the the cycle of the repeated birth and death, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. And this cycle, this perpetually, there are so many problems apparently because of being there in this conditional life, and due to that the soul is constantly suffering. It is not getting out, and that is why Prahlad Maharaj is praying that when you will grant me the shelter of your lotus feet, so that I can get liberation from this conditioned life and can attain your lotus feet permanently. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Rajiv, any final thoughts?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, my thought is that because of the fierce form, other people and non-devotees are fearing, and his anger is uncontrolled, and everyone here who is not a perpetrator or who is not accused is also getting, uh, he is also
Affected.
getting affected. So that's why he was afraid that
Yeah, he was
uh,
ठीक है, that's one. Okay, Deepali Mataji, I saw you raising hand. If you have any comment.
I feel Prahlad is afraid that he is now the successor of the throne after his father's death. He might also become like that, and in the bargain, he will forget the Lord. So maybe he's afraid of that.
Very nice answer, Mataji. Yeah, absolutely. So, so one of the reason why he's afraid and he's saying I am Trasta is precisely what Dipali Mataji is saying, because sometimes we have to recognize our vulnerability. Vulnerability means we may consider ourselves to be good devotees, good people, good advanced devotees, but all of us can be vulnerable. Different situations in life can actually make us forget God. We can become vulnerable when our medical conditions go bad, our financial condition go bad, our relationships become sore, जॉब लॉस होता है, हस्बैंड वाइफ में बनती नहीं है, डिवोर्स होते हैं, बाकी फाइनेंशियल्स टेंशन्स आती है, लोन होता है, नुकसान होता है धंधे में, सडनली थिंग्स, एंड सडनली वन बाय वन सडनली टू थ्री थिंग्स कम्स टुगेदर, एंड किसी नियर वन की डेथ हो जाती है। ऐसे में it becomes, we become vulnerable. Vulnerable is a situation where we easily forgets God. We can potentially forget God. And Prahlad Maharaj is thinking that now my father has been killed. And when his father was trying to kill him, not even once Prahlad Maharaj prayed to Lord that Trastosmyaham. रस्ते उसमें हम, ये क्या कर रहे हो तुम, मैं तुम्हारी भक्ति कर रहा हूँ और यहाँ मेरे पिताजी एवरी डे इज प्लानिंग टू किल मी यूजिंग डिफरेंट मेथड्स। वो इनोवेशन ट्राई कर रहे हैं, ऐसे नहीं मर रहा तो ठीक है ऐसे मारो, ऐसे नहीं मर रहा अच्छा वैसे मारो। अरे क्या कर रहे हो, मैं भक्ति कर रहा हूँ, and yeah, he's trying to kill me, and what are you doing? He not even once he questioned the Lord, and he was simply remembering Lord all the time, and with complete faith, with complete devotion. And it was, he was protected every time when his father tried killing him, he was protected. So the miracle is not that he was put into the fire and his body didn't burn. While he was being put into the fire, how could he remember Lord? How could he remember Lord while being thrown from the cliff of the mountain? How could he remember Lord when 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 so many weapons were thrown at him with an intent to kill him? How could he remember Lord when he was put into the pit where there were so many snakes and they were biting him? How could he have remembered Lord during those difficult times? So the miracle is not how he was saved. The real miracle is how he could remember Lord. How he was saved was consequence, was the effect. But what caused this effect? Because he could remember God, because he could remember Krishna. Now that is the miraculous part of it. And Prahlad Maharaj is worried that I can be vulnerable. I will become king. If I become king, there could be so many things in which I will get caught up. I will have wives, I will have palace, I will have opulence, I will have so many administrative duties, and I can get caught up into that. And oh Lord, in while doing these things, will I forget you? Will that lead to me forgetting you, O Lord? And that is extremely unfortunate if it were to happen. Prahlad Maharaj is extremely worried that that may happen. So he was not worried when his father was trying to kill him. He was not saying Trastosmya Aham when he was being killed. But now he's being made a king. He's worried. He's worried. And this is where uh, our humble humility can come in various ways, and one way humility can come upon us is when we admit, when we agrees, when we realizes what is our vulnerability. We can be subject matter of vulnerability, we can be subjected to vulnerability. The vulnerability can make us forget Krishna. There can be situations in life where we will forget Krishna, and that is what we should be worried of. That is one thing that we should be careful about. We should not be worried about whether or not difficulties will come upon my in my life or not. I am in this samsara chakra, that itself is a difficulty. I'm not with Krishna, but I am in this material world. That itself is the difficult situation. And that itself is a cause of worry. But I should not be worried. but I should be more worried if I forget Krishna in this situation. That will be the disastrous situation. That will be the most disastrous situation in my life. Is not that I'm in this, I will get some difficulties while I'm in this material world. That will happen today or tomorrow. But if I forget Krishna while facing those difficulties, that is the most miserable situation. Srimad Bhagavatam uh, describes the life stories of devotees, many devotees who remembered Krishna through various distressful conditions. बहुत ही कठिन परिस्थितियों में भी उन्होंने भक्ति नहीं छोड़ी. They continue to serve Krishna. They continue to remember Krishna. So Bhagavatam is full with all such stories. Bhagavatam rarely goes into the discussion. That's why Bhagavatam is a level above Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita कर्म yoga is discussed. एषा ते भीता सांख्ये बुद्धि युगे विमाशुभो बुद्ध्या युक्तया पार्थ कर्म बंध प्रहास्यसि. दिस कर्म बंध यज्ञार्थात कर्मणो अन्यत्र लोकोयम कर्म बंधन तदर्थम कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संग समाचार. Then so many ways this theory of karma, the law of karma, is being discussed in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavatam assumes that knowledge exists. It's like a 10 standard and a graduation. A graduate is expected to know whatever is being taught in the 10th grade. So Bhagavatam does not go into the discussion of law of karma. Rarely it even makes a reference to that law of karma. Bhagavatam does not raise the question that we often discuss, that why bad thing happen to good people. Bhagavatam rarely goes into the question discussing why bad thing happened to good people. That's what is left to be done in Bhagavad Gita discussions. But Bhagavatam changes the narrative, changes the question. Bhagavatam says that not ask why why bad thing happened to good people, ask what good people do when bad thing happen to them. Ask what good people do when bad thing happens to them, which means bad things will happen to us. It's given. If you're in jail, some difficulties will come upon you. Now, the question is, what good people do when bad things happen to them? जब मुश्किलें आती है तब भक्त क्या करते हैं? How भक्त respond करते हैं? We have couple of examples here where Parikshit Maharaj was in the forest hunting, and then शिकार करने वक्त काफी समय बीत चुका था, उन्हें भूख और प्यास लगी थी, और वो एक ऋषि के आश्रम में गए. एंड श्रृंगी ऋषि, तो ऋषि महाराज उस समय समाधि में थे और उन्होंने महाराज का स्वागत नहीं किया. ऋषि उस समय समाधि में थे और परीक्षित महाराज जो कि चक्रवर्ती सम्राट थे, उनके आगमन पर उन्होंने उनका स्वागत नहीं किया, यथेच्छ स्वागत नहीं किया, उन्होंने आंखें खोल के देखा भी नहीं. महाराज अपमानित हुए, महाराज को अपमान महसूस हुआ. ही फेल्ट इंसल्टेड कि हाउ कुड दिस ऋषि डू लाइक दिस, आई एम सच अ ग्रेट किंग. एंड व्हाट ही डिड, एंड ही वहां पे एक मृत सर्प पड़ा हुआ था, उसका गार्लन बना के वो ऋषि के गले में डालते हैं. और जब उनके ऋषि के कुछ पुत्र वहां नजदीक खेलते होते हैं और एक पुत्र को ये बात पता चलती है और वो वहां से ब्राह्मण पुत्र महाराज परीक्षित को शाप दे देता है कि आज आपने मेरे पिता के गले में मृत सर्प डाला है, बट आज से 7 दिन बाद आपको एक जीवंत सर्प आएगा, उसके सर्प दंश से आपकी मृत्यु होगी 7 दिन बाद. कहा जा सकता है कि परीक्षित महाराज ने गलत किया. परीक्षित महाराज ने गलती की कि एक ऋषि के गले में इस तरह से सांप को नहीं डालना चाहिए था. बट क्या ये गलती इतनी बड़ी है कि जिसके लिए मृत्यु दंड देना पड़े? सो जैसे कि सिग्नल जंप करना ही भी एक, jumping signal is also a mistake. But do we hang people for this mistake? If क्या वे लोगों को आमरण मृत्यु तक फांसी दे दो, जो कोई सिग्नल जंप करेगा उसको फांसी दे दो, इस तरह का अगर सो व्हाई व्हाट वी सी इज, जिस तरह की गलती होती है हमारी सजा भी उसके प्रोपोर्शनेट होनी चाहिए. सजा और गलती में कुछ रेशो होना चाहिए. डिसप्रपोर्शनेट सजा को हम बोलते हैं अनफेयर है. आज भी कई बार मृत्यु दंड देने के बाद भी, फांसी की सजा होने के बाद भी लोग अपील करते हैं प्रेसिडेंट के पास कि हमें पश्चाताप है हमारे अपने कृत्य पे, बट हमें माफी दे दीजिएगा, हमें कुछ आजीवन कारावास कीजिएगा, मृत्यु दंड ना दे, हमें फांसी ना दे. इस तरह के अर्जी दी जाती है. सो even though they admit to the mistake, they still feel that फांसी थोड़ा अनफेयर है, आप मुझे थोड़ा 14 साल 15 साल जेल में रखिए, उसके बाद मुझे भी सुधरने का मौका दीजिए. सो those who commit very horrible mistakes also, they sometimes feel that उनको horrible punishment नहीं मिलना चाहिए. Now in this case, in case of Parikshit Maharaj, his mistake was not that horrible. It was a mistake. It was a mistake, no doubt, but it didn't it didn't needed the kind of punishment that was given to him. It didn't deserve death penalty like this. But Parikshit Maharaj, what did he do? He took shelter of Lord. He accepted it as a will of Lord, and simply took shelter of Lord, and heard went to the bank of Ganges, and heard Bhagavatam from Sukadev Goswami. At the end of 7 days, he purified his consciousness. He remembered Krishna, paid obeisances, and at the end of 7 day, Takshak Sarpa came, and he उसके सर्प दोष से महाराज ने शरीर छोड़ा और भगवत धाम चले गए. सेम परीक्षित महाराज जिनकी भगवान ने गर्भ में रक्षा की थी, द सेम परीक्षित महाराज व्हेन टाइम केम was prepared to go back to Krishna, and was not praying to be saved from the death. He was prepared for the death. देखते हैं एग्जाम्पल ऑफ भरत महाराज. वो उनकी क्या मिस्टेक थी? उन्होंने घर छोड़ा, परिवार छोड़ा, राज्य छोड़ा, ऐश्वर्य छोड़ा, सेना छोड़ दी, पावर कंट्रोल जिसके लिए आदमी दिन रात मेहनत करता है, वो सब कुछ उन्होंने एक एक ऐसे छोड़ा जैसे हम विष्ठा का त्याग करते हैं. सो जैसे कि मलमूत्र का हम त्याग करते हैं, वैसे उन्होंने इस संपत्ति को छोड़ा जिसके लिए लोग आजीवन मेहनत करते हैं, और वे वन में लगे रहने लगे, भगवत चिंतन में पूरा समय व्यतीत करने लगे, और उन्होंने उनको एक हरिण के बछड़े से अटैचमेंट हो गई, और उसको बचाने के चक्कर में उससे अटैच हो गए, और उनको 2 और जन्म लेने पड़े. सो it was not even a mistake. It was a mistake because he got attached, but for that small mistake he got punished. He had to take 2 more births before he could go back to Krishna. वृत्रासुर का और एक एग्जाम्पल आता है भागवत में, जिसमें कि वृत्रासुर उनके पिछले जन्म में he saw Lord Shiva is sitting in the assembly of sages, and Parvati Mata was sitting on his lap, and seeing this he laughed, and he got cursed that you will become a demon in the next birth, and Chitraketu became Vritrasur and became demon, terrorized the whole world, and then finally was killed by Vajra from Indra and goes back to Krishna. So we see small mistake and sometimes get huge punishment. बट प्रहलाद महाराज के केस में क्या मिस्टेक है? क्या मिस्टेक थी उनकी? व्हाट वाज सो हम सोचते हैं कि ठीक है, परीक्षित महाराज, भरत महाराज, रुद्रासुर, उन्होंने कुछ तो गलती की, भले बहुत बड़ी गलती नहीं की, बट कुछ तो उन्होंने गलती की, वो खुद भी मानते हैं. बट प्रहलाद के केस में क्या है? प्रहलाद महाराज के केस में there was no mistake. In fact, he was doing the right thing. He was becoming devotee of Lord Krishna, and he was being punished for doing something right. Now this is हमारे जीवन में भी कई बार ऐसे परिस्थिति आती है when we think that we when we get bad results in our life, we most of the time we feel we didn't deserve it. We have done nothing wrong. Sometimes we feel we have done wrong, but then we feel that the what result I'm getting, the punishment I'm getting, the bad reactions I'm getting are way too way too much in proportion to the small mistake that I did. I'm getting huge punishment for small wrong that I might have done. So life is unfair. Life is unfair is what we generally understand. And we also sometimes get punished, get bad reactions for practically seemingly no fault of ours. For no fault of ours also. And that many situations, if you reflect back in your life, many situations you can count on your fingers or very easily 5, 10, 15, when you felt practically you got punished for nothing wrong that you did. And you just wonder, क्यों किया ऐसे? मतलब, why is God being so unfair to me? And so that is what is being डिस्कस कि ऐसे सिचुएशंस में हमें क्या करना चाहिए. सो महाराज, so small mistake, big punishment, not understandable. We get caught up, we start questioning everything, we start questioning God, we start questioning the process of devotional service. And when we practically don't do any mistake, or apparently there is no mistake, but we get some punishment, some negative reactions, some bad karma come upon us, we get petrified, we get terrified, we get worked up, it becomes intolerable for us. We can't, and that is a moment of vulnerability for us. How should we handle? How should we handle the such situations? Rest of the class we will focus on discussing this. Krishna loves his devotees. Then if Krishna loves his devotees, then why bad thing happen to them at all? So love is expressed in two ways. Love is expressed in two ways. Love can be expressed in two ways. One is when we one way when parent loves their children. When parents love their children, they become very protective of their children. They protect their children. A small child, you may be small child wants to play, wants to run, wants to cycle, but mothers will always want to keep an eye on them. Parents will always want to keep an eye on them. Why? Because they shouldn't go out on the street where there is a chaotic traffic, and they should not get lost. So they will always watch their children play, कि वहां ना जाओ, वहां मत जाओ, ये मत करो, वो मत करो. Why? They are protecting their child. The same child, when he grow old, uh, parents now wants them to go out and explore the world. Parents are pushing them to go out. No, go out. Sometimes you go out. Now they know when their child will learn how to cycle, sometimes he will fall down. Sometimes he will fall down. Now, if you remain protective all the time, you will not let your child learn cycling. If you fear that child may drown and may die, you will never let child learn swimming. So if you fear that your child will go out and get lost, all your life you will just protect your child, lock him up in the home, and the child will never learn anything, never learn how to interact in the world, never learn how to function in the world. So that is not protection. That is not love. That is, you're doing great disservice to your child. You're not letting your child grow. You're not allowing your child to grow. So that is a big mistake if somebody does like that. So sometimes parent will protect, and sometimes parent will prepare the child for the future danger, to prepare them for facing future challenges and dangers. So protection is not always a good strategy. Sometimes you need to let child get exposed to the challenges and prepare himself to learn the bigger things, to learn the life lessons, and face the challenges, so that even when the parents are not around, child can function in the world seamlessly. So so the parents' love actually is manifested in two ways. Similarly, Krishna's love for his devotees also manifest in two ways. Sometimes Krishna will protect us. Krishna will reduce the punishment that what we are supposed to get. And sometimes Krishna will allow us to get exposed to the difficult situations, so that we can grow in our bhakti, we can grow in our devotion. we can we can prepare ourselves to face challenging situations and still perform bhakti. So Krishna loves us for who we are. Krishna loves us for who we are, but he loves us too much to allow us to stay as we are. He loves us too much. वो इतना प्रेम करते हैं कि he will not let us remain as we are. But so we love our children, but we want our children to grow, to become ready to face the world, the challenges that the world offer. So while we will in the initial days we will remain protective of them, in the later days we will the expose them to the challenging situations and learn through that process that can be difficult. That process can sometimes, from the child's point of view, suddenly from the comfort of his home he's put into difficult situations where he has to cycle, whether he has to learn to swim, where he has to learn to maneuver alone in the world. But and he may initially find it very difficult, but unless he does that he will not learn, he will not grow. And parent, those who love their children, will want their child to learn, want their child to grow also. So Krishna's so the so that sometimes the difficult situation that in life that we get is our can be our preparation for challenge, facing the challenging situation. Is Krishna is preparing us to face challenges. It could be a situation where Krishna is want us to face challenges, just like when a parent want child to learn how to cycle. At times we fall down, at times we develop lot of we get injured, इंजुरीज होती है, ये होता है, वो होता है, डर लगता है, but parent says that unless you face this fear you will not succeed, you cannot go further, you cannot become victorious. And a good parent will always want their child to grow, not just get him, protect him and whole life and keep him locked up in the room all the time. That's not really good parenting. We will have to some stage expose our children for facing the life challenges. Similarly, Krishna will want his devotees also to face life challenges, face difficult situations, and through that process they will learn. So we have danger on danger and devotional service on two axes, and in the graph, the one box says that there is no danger and no devotional service. The second box here says that there is danger but still no devotional service. What becomes our situation? The third box gives us a situation where there is a danger and devotional service, and the fourth box tell us about a situation when there is no danger but there is a devotional service. Let us understand these boxes and where we stand, where we are, and where people are generally, and what happens to these people in these boxes. Let's try to understand that a little bit more in detail. So box one, no danger and no devotional service. In this situation, practically there is no danger. You are materially in a comfortable position. Apparently there is no danger, the financial situation is good, life is good, health is good, relationships are good, and there is no devotional service also. So one can develop very, there is no conception of God. Practically there's no need for God, everybody's thing. So people can develop very atheistic mindset if they happen to be in this situation. There's no danger and no devotion, and this is where we become complacent. One of our relatives says that I believe in God, and let him be there where he is, and let me be where I am. There's no need for me to change anything for the sake of God. For the sake of God, there's no need for me to change anything. Now, many of our relatives, many of your relatives, many of our friends actually belong to this category, where they may say that, oh, I believe in God, but let me do what I want to do, let him do what he wants to do. Don't preach me, don't tell me what to do, don't try to change anything that I'm having. If I'm having 4 drinks at night before sleep, if it gives me good sleep, so be it. Don't try to change my bring any change in my life. Let me live the way I want, and let God do whatever he want. So it's not very there is no reciprocation, there is no love, there's no recognition. That even if sometimes we may verbally say that we believe in God, there's no really believe that there exists a God and he has any role to play in our life. The gross materialistic people, the sense gratification could be the only goal of life. So this is very miserable condition of life. This is like where the focus of life is only is eating, meeting, sleeping, defending. This is almost equal to animal life. The second box is when there is danger, but there is no devotion service. There is no devotional service. Now, this is again a difficult situation. So sometimes people blame God for everything. You know, there is so much bad, so much wrong happening in the world that probably God is already dead, or even if he's alive, he's become powerless. He's useless. Otherwise, how can good God allow so much wrong to happen in the world? How can a good God can allow so much wrong to happen in the world? So such people will crib and blame God for their problems. So much suffering in the world. How can good God give us so much suffering? The probably he probably doesn't exist. So there is no because there is no understanding of scripture. They will continue to suffer. They will not get any. They will not get any understanding of their why their reason of their suffering also. So this is danger, no devotional service. Box 2 is worse than that, because when danger will come and you have no conception of God in your head, you have no shelter. There's nowhere you can go and take your shelter. So again, a very miserable, difficult condition to be in. The box 3 is where there is danger and there is devotional service also. Prahlad Maharaj, when he was punished by his father, when he was tried to be killed by his father, was in this box. He was a devotee of Lord Krishna. He was constantly praying to Lord. He was constantly remembering Krishna. And when the danger was present, so while facing dangerous situations, he was remembering Krishna. So the dangerous situations, because he had that uh, the firm faith in Lord, he could remember Lord even in the dangerous situation. So he was constantly facing danger, but due to his faithful devotion to Lord, he took full shelter of Lord. We can take full shelter of God when, especially when we are facing danger. And the fourth one is no danger, but there is devotional service. Now, this is the best case situation. When even if there is no danger, when there is danger, and if you are a devotee, you've been a devotee of Lord. When the danger situation will come, helplessly you will go towards Lord. Helplessly, because you will pray to Lord because you have no alternative. But when there is no danger and still if you are performing devotional service nicely, that is a sign of serious, sincere and mature devotee. Prahlad Maharaj prayers are offered in this mood, because when Hiranyakashipu was dead, there was apparent no danger and he could have become killed. He could have become the next king and could have enjoyed all the opulence, and despite of all that, in that situation also he was praying to Lord, he was remembering Lord. So his prayers to Lord Narasimha Dev are offered when he was in box 4. So from box 3, he quickly came to box 4, the moment Hiranyakashipu was killed. Choice. Uh, there is an ad that Ford used to carry, that you can choose any color you want as long as it's black. Is there a choice, or practically there is no choice? You can type in the chat box. If you give choice like this, are you really giving choice, or are you not giving choice? Yes, no. Uh, Practically there's no choice. Where is the choice? You can choose any color as long as it's black. So when we are performing devotional service, should be a matter of our choice. When we perform devotional service, it should be intentional devotional service. What is opposite of it is circumstantial devotional service. When I have nothing else to do, I perform bhakti. That is not a very That is good, but that's not the best. For example, when a boy wants to go and proposes to a girl, saying that, will you marry me? Girl says, the girl asks a question, why? Because the boy answers that, because all other girls have said no to me. They refuse to marry me. You're the only one who is left. Therefore, I'm proposing to you. Will you marry me? Now, the girl will say, what? What are you saying? So, is that the reason why you want to propose me to marry you? Do you not find any other good reason? When you're helpless and you're acting in that, out of that helplessness, it's circumstantial devotion. When we are caught in the very difficult situation, and when we pray to God, it is good, but it is not the best. It is not pure devotional service. It is not loving devotional service that Krishna expects us to perform. It is still better. It is still better, but it is not the best. And Krishna want best from us. Krishna want us to love him even if there is no danger. So, circumstantial devotion and intentional devotion. Circumstantial devotion is practiced out of no other choice. When we are being put into a difficult situation and when we start praying to God, oh God, save me, kal exam hai, bacha lo, ye kar lo, wo kar lo, that is good, but not good enough, not best. The child in the womb prays to the Lord that I will not mess up. If when they come out, he even refuses to go out. He says, I don't want to go out because I know there will be danger outside. There is Maya, there is illusion outside. I will get caught by that illusion and I will forget you, O Lord. Therefore, don't let me go out of this womb only. Here I am suffering, but during that suffering, at least I am remembering you. But when I will be put into a comfortable situation, I will immediately forget you. I may forget you, Lord. So don't let me come out of this womb, this difficult situation. The mother's womb is not a very happy situation. You're hanging upside down, being attached to the cord, or getting your food through whatever your mother is. If she eats something spicy, something pungent, then your body is punished, and there's a stool, there is water, there are insects constantly biting your tender body. It's not a very good situation, but that situation is good because you remember God, you remember all your past births, you all mistakes that you have done, you can remember everything, and you can pray to God with all your heart during that time, during those 9 months. And the moment you come out, you are into the illusion. The same thing happens that you fear about, that happens. So so this is not good, but it is done out of helplessness, and the moment child comes out, he forgets his promise to the Lord. Versus intentional devotion, the intentional devotion is practiced despite of having other choices. A boy may propose to a girl saying that, out of all the girls, there are many choices, but I love you because of 1 2 3 4 5, and you are this, you are that, and therefore I love you, and then therefore I want you to marry me. So I am intentionally choosing someone to be the object of my love. So there is a wholehearted effort by the devotee. It's not done out of helplessness. It's not done out of no other choice basis. It's done out of heart. And when devotees follow, it's done with all the sincerity and seriousness in a wholehearted way. So this is most pleasing to the Lord. Dadami buddhi yogam tvam yena mam upayanti te. When will Lord give us buddhi yoga? When Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. We want us to worship him with priti, with loving devotional service, not out of compulsion, not out of no choice basis. Dukhalaya mashashvatam, this very telling image, um, that that this world is like this. There's a place of misery, and even if we are not in the miserable situation, we should still be praying God. And when we are in miserable situation, we should definitely pray to God. But even when those days, when those times when we are not in miserable condition, we should still pray to the God. This world is like a hospital. This world is like a hospital. When somebody gets affected by some disease, two types of medicines are given to him. The the one medicine which gives him a painkiller, one which give him relief from the pain, and the second medicine is given for the cure of the disease. There, one is pain management, one is disease management. The pain is managed and the cure is also given. The pain management, pain reduction brings some comfort to the patient. If he's in extremely painful situation, it will be he will be very uncomfortable. So if doctors can give some medicine which can help him reduce the pain, that is good. That's pain management. That's a painkiller. But that is alone not enough, because he also need to be given medicine for giving a permanent cure. So the curative medicines are also important. Hence, uh, the the painkiller is like a material comfort that we have in life. We have good financial condition, good health, good relatives, we are comfortably placed in our life, we have nice steady family life, nice children, nice spouse, very supportive parents, everything is nice. We don't have to worry from where our next meal will come. We don't have to We have a home, we have a car, we have decent lifestyle, everything is all right. It's like this kind of a material comfort is like a painkiller, is like reliever of pain in life. There are no immediate pains in my life. Okay. And devotional service that we perform is like a curative medicine, because that will purify my consciousness, that will help me arouse a love for Krishna. So eventually I need the cure from the material disease, and I need to go back to Krishna and get out of this material condition. So these painkillers alone will not very helpful. I need curative medicines also. I need to perform practical devotional service also. So let's see this, understand this also by way of four boxes. The first box is no material wealth. No wealth means material pleasures, material comforts. Material wealth is only denotes the financial wealth, but consider it as a broader concept. No material comforts in terms of finances, health, um, good family life, good skill set we have. We are comfortable living. In terms of comfortable living, think of material wealth to be comfortable living. If we are uncomfortable, we don't have that comfortable living. Okay, peace of mind, where body is taken care of, mind is taken care of, everything is nice and okay. And if we are not in that condition, if there is no material wealth, and if there is no spiritual wealth also, if you have never performed devotional service, we don't know Bhagavad Gita, we don't know Bhagavatam, that can be one situation. Second situation is there is material wealth, but there is no spiritual wealth. Third situation is there is material wealth and there is spiritual wealth. And the fourth situation is when there is no material wealth, but there is spiritual wealth. Let's look at these four conditions and life in these four situations, what people may have. Again, we can be anywhere else. These are not static positions, these are dynamic positions. We could be previously on box 1, then we would have moved to box 2, and eventually 3 and 4. We could be roaming around in these four boxes, but we will be, all of us can categorize ourselves in one of these boxes, so that to that extent it's applicable to us also, directly applicable to us also. So we may, the first situation, when there is no material wealth and no spiritual wealth also, the person could be in painful situation. Now it could be bodily pain, it could be health issues, severe health issues. One may go through financial crisis, one may go through relationship crisis, one may have extremely very difficult condition of life. There's no home. Home is being taken away. Living in a rental apartment, rent is very high. I'm not able to earn enough. My expenses are too much. Income is too little. Not able to manage my two meals. Not able to fulfill my desires. Not able to go out on vacations. So much I want to do. So much, so little I have. That kind of a increasingly, that kind of a material situation where there is no comfort at all. I'm seeing everyone around me progressing, uh, buying new cars, buying new homes, going abroad for vacations. They're living with beautiful wives. Their children are also very smart, very doing very well. Um, and and here I am suffering. I'm miserable condition. So find myself having no material wealth. Now, in this situation, if we if we also happen to not have spiritual wealth, then it becomes an extremely miserable condition. So if you have no spiritual wealth, also if you have not become aware of Krishna, uh, about Bhagavad Gita, about Srimad Bhagavatam, about the need for us to take shelter of Krishna, we have not understood the reason why we are caught up into this material world. If we know nothing about anything about our spiritual condition also, then it becomes increasingly miserable condition. We are miserable today and tomorrow will become more miserable. So it's a very hopeless kind of a situation. No hope for comfort unless there's a mercy from devotee or Lord. The second box explains a material wealth, having material wealth but no spiritual wealth. You can think of Hiranyakashipu being in this world. We were all, if we, before coming to Krishna consciousness, we were all in probably in somewhere in this box, where we probably were having a comfortable material life, but not so much spiritual wealth. we may be, we may not be as bad as Hiranyakashipu. We may not be wanting to go and kill Lord, but not having spiritual wealth is make us arrogant and proud of our achievements. We may have a lot of achievements educationally, education wise. We might have degrees to showcase. We might have had achieved various trophies in sports excellence, communication excellence, business excellence. So many ways in which we would have excelled in various things and would have got many many trophies, many rewards, many recognitions, and all of that makes us very comfortable in material way. But if there is no spiritual wealth, there is no knowledge about Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, which tell us why we get what we get, that makes us proud and arrogant. And Hiranyakashipu was in this box. We don't want to be here. We don't want to become next Hiranyakashipu or mini Hiranyakashipu by our own actions. The third box is where you have material wealth, but you also have spiritual wealth. Now, Dhruva Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Priyavrata Maharaj, they became king. Ambarish Maharaj, Ambarish, Amrish Das, the Srila Prabhupada disciple, they all had lots of material comforts, lots of material opulence by the grace of Krishna, but they also had spiritual wealth. They also are they were also staunch devotee of Lord Krishna. They are also lovers of Lord Krishna. Yudhishthir Maharaj was sitting, had called, had was performing Rajasuya Yajna, and he had called kings from all over the world for the performance of this yajna. But when the moment he saw something unusual happening, he was quick enough to inquire with Narad Muni about the pastimes of Lord. He knew something will be there for with Narad Muni that he would not have heard so far. And immediately he gets into a discussion with Narad Muni, leaving aside everything, leaving aside all other processes, all other procedures to be done for the performance of that yajna. He had so much love for Krishna. He had so much love for attachment for hearing Krishna Katha that even in the middle of that yajna, he's asking Narad Muni to do Krishna Katha and he's listening attentively, he's asking question, and thereby he was also listening listening to this chapter 7 of Canto 7 of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Hiranyakashipu Katha was told by Narad Muni. So you have material comfort and you have spiritual love for Krishna also. This is not a bad condition to be in. But again, this is not the best of condition. Best of condition is when you have no material wealth and you have spiritual wealth. Now Prahlad Maharaj, when he was being tortured by his father, was in this box. When there is no material wealth, materially he was being, every now and then he was being attempted to be killed, but he had all the spiritual wealth. Despite of not having comfortable life, he was constantly remembering Krishna, and thereby he was getting protected by all the efforts, attempts by his father to kill his son. So the miracle in this pastime is not how Prahlad was saved, but how he could maintain unflinching faith in Lord and remember Lord despite of so many hardships. That is miraculous. How to deal with situations when we are in danger or distress condition. Change focus of our mind from what we expect from Lord to what we can do for Lord. How I can contribute. What can I do for you, O Krishna? In every situation, if we keep thinking what Krishna can do for me, and if that is the situation, then in any and every situation, you will be able to find out loopholes. You will be able to find out things that Krishna has not done for you. Even if you might have had received 99.99% marks in some exam, you will still find fault and say that that 1 mark you didn't give me. Because so somebody would have got 100% and then you will say that that person got more than me. So you can always, as long as you're comparing yourself with others, you will always find fault. You can always find fault in whatever that Krishna has given you. So it's useless to keep our mind focused on what Krishna can do to you, what Krishna can give you. If you remain focused on that, your condition, you will perpetually remain miserable condition. You will remain in a miserable condition perpetually because you will always keep feeling that Krishna has not done enough for me. Instead of this, Bhagavatam reverses this question, and you can actually think about what I can do for Krishna in this situation. In every situation, when we change the narrative to from what Krishna can do for me to what I can do for Krishna, we feel empowered. We feel this is very empowering shift of our consciousness, and this will immediately release us from every or any situation which is stressful situation. Why? Because in every situation, in any situation, no matter how worse the situation is, we can do something for Krishna. Not because Krishna need us to do, but that is for our purification. That will help us get purified. So in every situation, we can find out what we can do for Krishna. Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada always served Krishna lovingly in every situation, every condition. When he had nothing, he was serving Krishna. And when he had everything, he continued serving Krishna. Manah Prasada. Manah Prasada is instruction given in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita in the 16th verse, that Manah Prasada means satisfaction of the mind is austerity. Krishna is explaining the austerities of mind, that what mind should do. And he says, Mana Prasada, mind should learn to become peaceful. Mind should learn to become satisfied. Mind should learn to become happy. So happiness is not external, happiness is internal. A mind should choose happiness over unhappiness. Mind should choose to become happy in every situation. Happiness is a matter of choice. Happiness is a matter of choice, and mind can choose to be happy in every and any situation, any condition. Means we are expected to be cheerful, pleasing in all situations. This is the least that we can do in every situation. And that way, we will be saved from saying what Krishna has done for me. We will continue to say that what can I do for Krishna. We can do that by remaining grateful. What should we remain grateful? What to the minimum? What can be remain? What can how can we express our gratitude for Krishna to the least, to the minimum? If we are alive, if we find ourselves alive, we should know we are alive because of the mercy of Krishna. Because Krishna is Anumanta cha, Bharta Bhukta Maheshwara. Krishna is Upadrashta Anumanta. Krishna is permitter. Because Krishna is allowing us to be alive, I am alive. The day Krishna will withdraw that permission for me to be alive, I will be forced to die. So I'm not alive by my own endeavor, by my own choice, but I'm alive because of Krishna's mercy. Madgata, uh, and mat prasadam tarishyati. By machitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyati. That I am surviving because of Krishna's prasad, Krishna's grace, Krishna's mercy. So I can be grateful. If I find myself alive, I can be grateful towards Krishna for keeping me alive. If I'm able to breathe oxygen, I can thank Krishna for that. But because when my permission to breathe will be withdrawn, uh, oxygen will be there, my lungs will be there, nose will be there, but I will be needed to be given by artificial oxygen. My lungs will not be able to absorb oxygen from the air that is coming in, and then I'll be either put up onto the oxygen or given on the ventilator. So to the least, we can find reasons to remain thankful to Krishna, to remain express our gratitude towards Krishna. And there will be more reasons. These two are mentioned here are the bare minimum reason why we should thank Krishna. But if you think more about your own life situation, you will find many, many more reasons for you to be thankful towards Krishna. You have a reasonably healthy body, thank Krishna. You have some money in your pocket, thank Krishna. You have some intelligence using which you have got some degrees in life, thank Krishna. You are using your intelligence, you are able to work and earn some money and for your living, thank Krishna. You've been given association of other living entities like your spouse, like your children, your nice parent, thank Krishna. You keep thinking of whatever you possess and you will find a reason for you to thank Krishna. Why? Because there you can always find somebody who don't have it. There was a famous saying that I stopped complaining about my shoes when I met someone who didn't have feet. I stopped complaining about my shoes to God when I met someone who didn't have feet. So even if they have money, they could not have bought any feet. They could not have bought any expensive sandals or shoes because they never had feet. So, and it's not unusual. It's we can if we are careful, if we are consciously looking around in the world, we can find these things very easily. So that should be our mood. That should be our mood. That in any situation, in every situation, we should continue to remain grateful to Krishna. We continue to express our gratitude towards Krishna. Srila Prabhupada lived in a miserable condition, faced all kind of difficulties and challenges in US for almost 1 year before even though he was trying to serve Krishna. He went to US not for a pleasure, not to see tall buildings and white people. He considered all of that is a to be miserable condition of life. But he went there to give Krishna to those people, give Krishna to the suffering souls, so that they can be relieved from their sufferings. And while he was trying to spread Krishna consciousness, constantly one after another, he faced difficulties. Now, he faced difficulties. He didn't, not even once, Prabhupada uh, said that, why should I serve Krishna? If I am serving Krishna and Krishna is giving me all these difficulties, why should I then serve Krishna? Prabhupada, not even once Prabhupada asked this question. At times, Prabhupada was perplexed. Perplexity means not knowing exactly what to do in a situation, in a given situation. Sometimes we are also caught up in that situation. Should I chant first or should I read first? Should I preach in this way or should I preach in that way? Should I conduct Hindi class at 9 o'clock or should I continue to conduct it at 11 o'clock? Uh, I don't sometimes know. I can be perplexed. I may not perfectly know how to serve Krishna, but I'm never discouraged. Prabhupada was never discouraged. Why? Discouraged means not wanting to serve Krishna. फीलिंग लाइक बहुत हो चुका, अब शायद कृष्णा को जरूरत नहीं है, नहीं तो मेरा काम आसान कर देते, वो इतनी मुझे डिफिकल्टी दे रहे हैं, मैं तो प्रीचिंग कर रहा हूँ एंड ही इज गिविंग मी वन प्रॉब्लम आफ्टर अनदर कॉन्स्टेंटली. व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ सच प्रीचिंग, व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ सच सेवा? So let me stop serving Krishna. So Prabhupada was never discouraged, never ever he felt that he should not serve Krishna. Now that is most important. So we should also we should also we should also have that kind of a mood, that what can I do for Krishna, how I can serve Krishna in my given condition, what all, how I can find various things for which I can express my gratitude towards Krishna. So Prabhupada, showed Prabhupada was shown mercy. Eventually, Krishna sent devotees. Krishna sent devotees, opened temples. There were more than 108 temples in the world, uh, where, where before Prabhupada left his body in 1977. So, in various ways, uh, in Prabhupada's life also, Krishna played a big role and set an example that my devotees will never perish. Kaunteya pratijanehi name bhakta pranashyati. Krishna says to Arjuna that, oh Arjuna, declare it boldly that my devotees will never perish. And Prabhupada proved this sentence. Had he been perished, he would have questioned Krishna. Why am I being given so many difficulties? Had he perished, then he would have felt like not serving Krishna any longer. But he never felt that way. That was his success. That was his achievement, and that is the kind of mood that we can always maintain despite of facing numerous miserable conditions in life. We don't know what future hold for us. We don't know what future hold for us, but we know for sure who hold our future. Our future is in the hands of Krishna, and we can understand and we can realize that Krishna is our Surudha. Surudha Sarva Bhutanam. Surudha means basically he's ever well wisher. He's our ever well wisher. And if I perform some devotional service towards him, why will he ignore me? Why he will not take account of it? He will definitely uh, consider my service, no matter how small it is. He himself has said that Kaunteya pratijanehi name bhakta pranashyati. So I am your devotee, O Lord Krishna, and you must save me. You will save me. I have firm faith that you will save me. So I become fearless. I become fearless. So we must strive to become intentional devotees, not just remain to be circumstantial devotees. We should become intentional devotees, even though we might have some we might we might have come to Krishna consciousness due to difficult situations. All of us come to God for different situations. So artho, artharthi, jigyasu, and jnani. Krishna says in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, this four type of people comes to me. Artho means those who are in extreme pain, those who are in extreme miserable situation, at physical level, at mental level, at emotional level, or at spiritual level. But those who are in a miserable condition, they can come to Krishna, and they should come to Krishna. So keeping faith in Krishna, we should look to serve Krishna in every situation. devotee association and devotional service, performance of devotional service will help us remain focused in our effort. To summarize, and then we'll go to the question and answer. Prahlad Maharaj faced dangers for becoming a devotee of Lord, for doing good. So, not sometimes we get punished for doing wrong. Sometimes a big wrong and big punishment. Sometimes a small mistake, huge punishment. And Prahlad Maharaj was getting huge punishment for no mistake. In fact, for doing something good, he was being punished. But due to unflinching faith in Krishna, he could remember Krishna without deviation while going through all the difficult situations. Because he could remember Lord with full shelter and no other recourse, Lord he protected him from all the dangers. We should aspire to cultivate constant remembrance of Krishna by becoming an intentional devotee. Perform devotional service by hearing and chanting in association of devotees or under the guidance of all devotees in all situations. There will be good situations in our life, bad situations in our life, and ugly situations will also come in our life. And the worst is when we will be about to give up our body, when the situation will come when we will feel as if we need to give up our body now. And that situation, if we have associated with devotees nicely throughout our life, we will get devotee association. We will be surrounded by devotees during our on our deathbed. Yeah, when we will come to our deathbed, we will be surrounded by devotees who will speak about Krishna, who will help us remember Krishna, who will help us withdraw our mind from worldly affairs at that crucial moment of giving up our body. And in that way, we will be able to concentrate on Krishna. We'll be able to withdraw our attention from worldly affairs and concentrate on Krishna. And thereby, by His grace, we can attain Krishna. So, by Krishna's grace, we can attain finally Krishna. So, if we don't have devotees in our life, that is the worst thing to have. uh, we should pray, we should hope that our antakal, whenever it will come, we will be surrounded by devotees. That's glorious departure, that's a glorious exit that we will have. The devotees singing kirtan around our while we are being off our body being offered to the fire is the best image, best visual that you can have for your own self and your loved ones. So hold on to the devotees, hold on to your devotee associations, hold on to your mentors, hold on to your devotee friends, and pray to Lord to give that association at the moment of your death, at the moment of when you will pass away. So that is the real wealth, and that is the only wealth that you would have accumulated. Whatever uh, we can remember Krishna, we will not be able to remember Krishna by our own endeavor. We will need to be dependent on Krishna and devotees to help us remember Krishna, and thereby we can go back to Krishna. So uh, we will we have opportunities for hearing and chanting. Every day we meet in the Japa Zoom session for chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is the ID and this is the password. Timing is from 4:45 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. I urge all devotees to regularly attend this Japa session. It's very purifying. We are now chanting the verses, the Shat Goswami Ashtakam at 7 a.m. as part of this, as learning different Ashtakams, and a very beautiful prayer to our Shat Goswamis who always remember Krishna, and by their grace, by their mercy, by the mercy of our senior devotees and acharyas and Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya, we also will be able to remember Krishna constantly. Also, in the evening, we have reading sessions. We read from Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavad Gita from 8:30 to 9:15. So both these sessions are extremely good, extremely purifying, and extremely useful for us to become devotee and to remain devotee. So I urge all of you to take advantage of the same. We'll now stop for questions and answer. Yes, Amit Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for some empowering lecture, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in context of, as you were saying that regarding pain and cure, So can it be understood in this way that Bhagavad Gita is the painkiller and Srimad Bhagavatam is the curative treatment for us? That is what I was able to interpret. Can you just highlight on this that can we take Bhagavad Gita as an immediate painkiller so as to understand the pain management, and Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam can be a long process to cure our perplexities and to handle the various challenges of life. Can you please highlight on that, Prabhuji? Thank you very much, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Roji. Yeah, it is a very good correlation. And Bhagavad Gita offer philosophy, direct philosophical knowledge, and help us understand our life situations. And the Bhagavatam through explains through various case studies the same life situations being faced by many devotees, and how they coped up with it, with those situations, how they navigated through those situations, how they continue to serve Lord in those situations. So those are the practical examples, and yes, it can, you can correlate it in that way that. When by giving by when we get immediate explanation, there is some pain relief that is experienced, but that's not enough. We need to practice devotional service following the footstep of of senior devotees and acharyas. So those examples are stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, and devotees in our life also practically through their life they exemplify those teachings into and bring those teachings into the practical life, and show us way how to do it in real life as well. So yes, we you can correlate it in that way as well. Thank you so much, Roger.
Thank you very much. We can work for now. Okay, sir.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Dandavat Pranam. One more question is there from Sarika Mataji, Guruji. Mataji is there, so hopefully she can unmute and ask. Otherwise, it is in chat box also.
सारिका माता जी, आप सवाल पूछ सकते हैं और मैं चैट भी देख लेता हूँ.
I can repeat from chat
हाँ,
box.
कैन यू रिपीट रोजी? हाँ, मैं ढूंढ रहा हूँ बट दिख नहीं रहा है.
Yes, Guruji, I will just repeat. Yes, Guruji. Mataji was asking that
why some of us have to go through suffering. Why not our Supreme Lord Shri Krishna simply take us away to Dham? Why suffering and then back to home? Suffering, why? Yeah, there's one more question, I think. Yeah. ठीक है, why suffering? Why he make us suffer? Just like we can relate this with the example of our um, our our children. Sometimes we protect, sometimes we suffer, we help them suffer, and eventually, like when there was a need to protect, Parikshit Maharaj was protected from Brahmastra in the womb of Uttara. But when the right time came, the same Parikshit Maharaj was not protected, because the snake did came and did bite him, and he did gave up his body using that situation. So it's not that that the protection is permanent. uh, we want you to grow as a devotee. Krishna want us to come to the platform of pure devotional service. Krishna want us to become pure devotees, and thereby eventually we'll have to give up our body, and in that mature state we have to go back to Krishna. So that situation will come, but Krishna will arrange for that to come, and we can consider our sufferings to be our test. If we are able to remember Krishna during the moments of our sufferings, that is a positive indication that we are on the right path. If we become forgetful of Krishna even in the moments of suffering, then that's a matter of concern. So so using sufferings, we need to take greater shelter of Krishna. This is an opportunity for us to grow in our devotion, grow in our grow in our bhakti, rather than looking at it as a problem statement where. So Indra, there are contrast. Some prayers were offered by Indra, and Lord was not satisfied with those. Indra said, "Oh Lord, because of Hiranyakashipu, he took away everything that we had. and we didn't have facilities, so we could not perform yajna sacrifice for your pleasure. We could not perform yajna sacrifice for your pleasure because we were threatened by Hiranyakashipu. We were all our resources were taken away by Hiranyakashipu, and hence we could not perform yajna for your satisfaction. Now here, what it is true, but here the it's a conditional devotion. Now Lord was not satisfied with that mood at all. He said, when my devotee, he also had nothing, but he kept remembering me, kept remembering, had full faith in me, and you neither protected him, nor you protested against him, or nor you performed any kind of devotional service, just because you were threatened by somebody. So in this situation, Krishna was not pleased at all, and so therefore his prayers were not accepted. So it doesn't, it means that you will, what Indra was, his extrapolate, we can extrapolate that statement, that I will perform bhakti only when situation is all right. The moment my situation becomes little bit here and little bit there, I will stop performing bhakti. So my bhakti becomes conditional to me being in very comfortable situation. Now that kind of bhakti Krishna is not very appreciative of, and hence from time and again we will go through difficult situations. It's not only because Krishna want to test us. It's these are the outcome of our own karma, and hence they are being given to us. They Krishna can soften. It's like a it's like a punch being delivered from the with a iron, instead of iron glove, or velvet glove. So the effect can be softened, but nevertheless the punches will come as long as we are in this material world. So we don't have to worry about if if I will get suffering. You will get suffering. It's just a matter of time when you will get suffering. Worry about how will I continue to remember Krishna in those moments. If I cannot do it by my own endeavor, I should at least be associated with devotees who will help me do that. That's why devotee association is so important. Doing it alone will not help. Will not help. Very easily our faith can be shaken and can be lost. So if we have devotee association, our faith can be restored. Our examples can be shown, and that way we can, that the devotees can help us remember Krishna in our difficult situation. So so that is how the situations will come, and the objective is not to give up our body in a hurried way. The time will come when we will have to give up our body. We will not get even 1 second extra, but we have to utilize our body in the current situation, current time, that what we have, whatever we may have, for cultivating constant remembrance of Krishna in a loving way, so that uh, in our good situation we will remember Krishna, in our bad situation we will remember Krishna, and in our ugly situation at the moment of our death also we will continue to be able to remember Krishna. So that can give us success. Okay, so worry not why sufferings are coming to me. Worry if you are not able to take shelter of Krishna during the moments of those suffering.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Dandavat.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much for the
Uh,
beautiful
yeah,
session.
couple of hands I can see raised. Atishi Mataji and then Rupali Patil Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. My question is, um, now that we know uh, we suffer because of our actions, because of our karma. So, um, does it happen that now we know we are very much conscious about our actions, and we uh, consciously we do not do such actions for which we may suffer, but um we does it happen that we have to suffer because of our past actions when we were not aware that yes, we have to suffer for our karma phala? But if we are constantly into devotional service, so does it happen that those the suffering for our past actions um, may what should I say? We may
Extinguish.
not have to suffer. Does it happen so? Like we continue, no matter whatever happens, we continue. Whether we are through good times, we are through bad times, whatever, we are constantly into devotional service. Then still, do we have to suffer for our? Still, we have to suffer for our past actions, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, Mataji, the past action, the karma phala for our past actions can be bifurcated in two broad categories. The ones who are fructified. At the time of our birth, we are born with some fructified karma phala. Karma phala which are fructified determines the length of our breath, how many breaths we will have, the length of our lifespan, and also the good and bad sufferings and enjoyments that we will get during our lifespan. There are sanchit karma phala, unfructified karma phala, which will not get fructified during this lifetime. For which we will, those are the karma phala which will determine our next life also. Now, whatever the karma phala which are already fructified, with which we have been born, um, those will anyway come to us, because if we don't have any karma phala to enjoy or to suffer, there's no purpose for soul to be inside the body. So,
Okay.
so the purpose of body is to be able to constantly get the sufferings and the enjoyments, pleasures, pains and pleasure. The whole purpose of this body and this lifespan is to constantly deliver us of our good and bad karma phala. So those which were fructified at the moment when we were born, those will come. Those are like just waiting to be delivered to us. But there are those which were not ripe, which were not fructified at the moment of our death. And Sanchit, that stockpile of karma phala, uh, can be from millions of birth. It's not one-to-one correlationship that Gahana Karmano Gati, that's a verse come in 4.17 verse, where Krishna says Gahana Karmano Gati. It's extremely Gahan, extremely difficult for anybody to contemplate on that, to understand that aspect of karma phala. So whatever is not been fructified yet, whatever the karma phala which have not fructified yet, bhakti, devotional service, process of bhakti, hearing and chanting, uh, with sincerity, with love, they will help us burn all those karma phala. So those can be extinguished. And when we act in our current lifetime in devotional service, yajnarthat karmano anyatra. So if we offer all our actions for the pleasure of God, pleasure of our purification, for the pleasure of Krishna's pleasure, then our current actions performed in our current lifetime also don't produce fresh fruit, fresh phala, fresh karma phala. So what we are doing is two-way process. Our bhakti is helping us destroy, extinguish our unfructified karma phala, and our current actions are helping us not produce new fruit, and thereby we are clearing our stock. It's a stock clearing time. So with this, eventually we come to a phase where we have, at the end of our lifespan, we can come to a phase where we can become Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na Shochati na Kangshati. Then 18 chapter 54th verse, Krishna says this, and that you can come to a stage where you have practically come to a nil stage, where there's no history, and current actions have also not produced, have created a new fruit. And this is a perfect stage for you to surrender yourself to Krishna and go back to Krishna. There is interference possible by Krishna. Now this is the workflow. This is the what we say. This is the defined path, and any intervention that Krishna can want to do, Prabhupada may want to do. Those will be the cases of special mercy. But the workflow itself is good enough for us to take care of our past, burn our all past actions, and also not produce new actions, new karma phala. And that can help us actually go back to Krishna. With Krishna's mercy, Krishna's grace, he can speed up this process and create a shortcut for us to go back to him. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Very, very clear. Thank you so much.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes, Rupali Mataji and then Swapnil Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Prabhuji, in one chart you explained about material wealth and spiritual wealth. Four section was there. Which one is the ideal one, Prabhuji?
Mataji, material wealth will come to us by Krishna's grace. अगर भगवान चाहते हैं तो मटेरियल ऑपुलेंस आ जाएगा. मटेरियल ऑपुलेंस, एज आई सेड, इट्स अ ब्रॉडर concept. It's just doesn't mean money. It means health, good family life, good comfortable home, all of that. Physically we are comfortable, emotionally we are taken care of, sentimentally we are well guarded, we are provided for. ऐसा नहीं होता है कल क्या खाने का, we don't know. Every day we go to market to buy wheat and rice to eat. Some savings we have, some future is also being taken care of. So some having a comfortable material position is determined by our own karma, our own karmic reactions. Now whatever we may have, it's so this, even if you happen to be in a very good material position or very bad material position, it's driven by our own karmic reaction. So we need not be overly joyed when we are in comfortable position, and we need not become overly worried because we are in uncomfortable positions. And this will also keep varying, sometimes good, bad, ugly. Those, the graph will always be like this, it may not always remain like that. So today we are comfortable, tomorrow there could be some discomforts that may come into our life, and so on and so forth. So again, discomfort may become comfortable, again uncomfortable. So all this will go on. But what we need to do is we have to perform devotional service in all circumstances. That we should feel inspired to perform bhakti in all conditions, all situations. Now that is the key. If you're not feel if you don't feel very inspired to uh, we may feel very inspired to provide bhakti when we are in good condition. Moment we come down, we become helpless, we give up bhakti. Again, we go little up, we feel very happy, we start performing bhakti. We coming, attend session, come to temple, donate for annadan, do some seva. Again, we come down, we become miserable. We don't want to do bhakti. What can we do for bhakti? Again, so this is not an intentional bhakti. Intentional bhakti is done with an intent to perform bhakti. We have, no matter what my circumstances will be, up or down, up and down, I will continue to perform bhakti. Now that situation is better. So it's not nothing to worry about if we are in good condition or bad condition. Our concern should be, how am I inspired? Am I inspired enough to perform bhakti every day? Am I inspired enough to perform some practical seva every day? Am I inspired enough to chant every day? Am I inspired enough to read every day? Am I inspired enough to take guidance from devotees every day? So if that inspiration is lacking, that should be the more matter of concern for us. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Swapnil Prabhuji and then Subhash Rajan.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you very much for such a wonderful session, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Prahlad Maharaj was a great devotee, and his devotion reached to an extreme level, and Lord protected him in all the circumstances. My question is that many a times we remember Lord when we are in pain. We remember Lord, yes, when we are in joy. Uh, but many a times we do something and we expect, that things should go in our way. We should not be cheated. And then sometimes what happens is, invariably situation go out of our hand, and we do all the things right, and then the negativity starts coming into mind, that the other person may have a different intentions, and all of a sudden we start praying Lord. And here it becomes that, we start having the hurt intention, hurt we feel hurt. So how do we overcome such feelings, Prabhuji? How can we be very, very humble all the time, when sometimes we depend on others, reaction, or others' action towards our good deed or our good intention, Prabhuji. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Dandavat pranam.
Krishna. So when we do everything with good intention, but we get bad, that kind of a situation, bad from people misuse our trust, people backbeat us, people do everything wrong with us, and despite of we being very good to them. So it's a question of why good people suffer. I mean, it's a fair question. And again, devotees in the more movement where people were where the devotees in Russia, we happened to come across a book called Salted Bread, which is written by devotees who suffered immensely in Russia, and they were extremely tortured. And so in one sense, why were they suffering? They were spreading Krishna consciousness. They were talking about Bhagavad Gita. They were not hurting people. They're feeding people with prasad. So in one sense, they were doing good, and they were being punished for doing that good. So and so much so that some people, some devotees lost their lives. And it costed life. They were extremely tortured in the jail. They were put into the jail. They were tortured in the Russian jails for many days, many months, and so much pain they went through. Now the question is, if they were trying to do good, why were Krishna not providing them? Why were Krishna not protecting them? So Prabhupada personally went through so much difficulties. So many decades he was trying to preach Krishna consciousness and nobody was listening. And in US also, he was when lived for 1 year in New York Bowery area in an extremely difficult condition. Now, that area of New York is in broad daylight also, you will not feel very comfortable going even today's date. So what to speak of a situation in 1965 when Prabhupada went there? So why was not Krishna providing Prabhupada all the facilities from day one for preaching? Now we have to understand something very significant. The heroism, the movies, the what Bollywood movies that what we see is that they portray a person who is heroic, not one who is millionaire, add two more factories to whatever his father has created. Now that will be appreciated, but not so much as compared to a person who is born in a very poor family, lived through very poor condition of life, and rise and then learn and then conquer and becomes a millionaire. Now that story will have more following, because simply because of the heroism with which this person has fought against all odds and become victorious. Not the other person who were born with all kind of facilities. His father had four factories and he added two more factories and made it six factories, or double that those 4 factories to 8 factories, now that person will also be appreciated, but not so much as compared to this person. That's why in the 70s, this the angry young man concept was born, where an angry young man invariably is a poor man, and he becomes angry against the system and rise through that situation and become victorious, and that's why his heroism is appreciated and discussed about. So all the characters in Srimad Bhagavatam and Srila Prabhupada life and all his devotees, they showed that kind of a heroism, that despite of all odds, they continue to serve Krishna. That desire to serve Krishna was never lost. And if we are in right association of devotees, we will get to that situation where we will also have firm faith in Krishna, and we will also continue to serve Krishna despite of our condition being in good or bad situation. In all situations, we will continue to love and serve Krishna. Now, that is a condition that we all need to attain. That is a situation that we all need to attain by the grace of Krishna. By remaining in association of devotee, we can hope to get to that situation where in all situations we will continue to serve Krishna. We will have a desire to serve Krishna lovingly. So those situations will come upon us. This is one way, it is karmic, but how we respond to it will will determine if we become hero or we remain ordinary in our life. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam. So Subhash Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandrut Pranam. I just wanted to add this प्रहलाद का मतलब ही होता है सर एक्सट्रीम जॉय हैप्पीनेस ब्लिस, तो उनका तो उसी तरीके से नाम ही रखा गया था। और बेसिकली प्रभु के प्रति रहता है जो, और भगवान के प्रति जैसे प्रसाद बोलते हैं, तो प्रभु का बेसिकली साथ इस तरीके से। तो और दूसरा क्या है, देखो पेन तो आएगा जिंदगी में, सफरिंग इज ए चॉइस, पेन इज इनएविटेबल बिकॉज प्रसन्नता पेन ये सब आते रहेंगे। तो जनरल मेरा पर्सनल लाइफ का मैं जैसा एग्जांपल शेयर करना चाहता हूँ। मेरे पिता ही थे, बिकॉज इट वाज ए लाइक लार्ज फैमिली, वी वर 6 ब्रदर्स 2 सिस्टर्स एंड ऑल दैट। तो काफी समय कर्जे में रहते थे। तो कर्जा जब कोई लेने आएगा तो उस समय थोड़ा अप्रसन्नता रहती थी, नहीं तो उनका डेली का ऐसा रूटीन था, नहाने के बाद श्रीमद् भगवद गीता का सार जो हिंदी में और रामायण हर दिन पढ़ते थे। तो मैं यही देखता था, उनको प्रसन्नता हमेशा रहती थी। अगर कोई आएगा लोन वगैरह कुछ है उस देखने, तो थोड़ा समय वो हो जाएगा, तो नेचुरल स्टेट इज हैप्पीनेस, उनका ऐसा था। तो मैंने ये पूछा, मैं तो छोटा ही था, कि ये ऐसा क्यों होता है। तो वो बोले देखो जिंदगी में प्रसन्नता नेचुरल है, कुछ कारण आता है तो आदमी अप्रसन्न हो जाते हैं, कुछ जरूरत पड़ती है कोई चीज है तो हम अप्रसन्न हो जाते हैं। तो भगवान के साथ जुड़े रहेंगे तो प्रसन्नता अपने आप आती रहती है, हमेशा रहता है। तो वो हिंदी में इस तरीके से उन्होंने बताया था। तो उन्होंने ये बोला था, ये बेसिकली इसको मैं इंग्लिश में अगर आर्टिकुलेट करूं, इफ यू आर कनेक्टेड टू द सुपर पावर, टू द प्रभु जी, टू द परमात्मा, देन नेचुरली यू विल गेट द हैप्पीनेस ऑटोमेटिकली। कहीं कहीं अनहैप्पीनेस के स्पॉट्स आएंगे, जैसे रोड काफी बड़ा है, हम्प जैसे आते हैं, इस तरीके से आएंगे, बट वी विल कंटिन्यू अवर जर्नी विद हैप्पीनेस। So that I also followed in my life, despite all the difficulties. So I consider happiness as a default state. Sometimes जो कुछ problems आती हैं, anger, misery, worry, जो कुछ भी आता है वो temporarily आता है, but natural state with the grace of God is always happiness. I just wanted to share that. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So in the material world, a natural state is unhappiness. And because of our connection with Krishna, we become happy. Yunjan neva sadatmanam yogi sagat vigata kalmashaha sukhena brahma samsparsham atyantam sukham ashnute. This atyantam sukh ashnute, that one gets experience this extreme joy, is because sukhena brahma samsparsham. When we are connected with, when we are in contact with God, we can experience happiness. The moment that contact is lost, we will become unhappy. So The default state, in fact, for the most of the people is ulta. And connection with God is essential. That missing link is the connection with the God. And our whole process of Krishna consciousness is to re-establish that lost connection with Krishna, re-establish that lost connection with Krishna, and the whole process will help us remember Krishna all the time, and that way remain Krishna conscious throughout our life. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing. Vaishnavi Mataji, last question.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Actually, my question is, see this Prahlad Maharaj or Kunti Maharani, they always ask for suffering so that they reach Krishna. Okay, so that he remains in their life. But when we are working like in office and all, so it is not possible every time to ask for suffering. Like sometimes we retaliate also. Somebody does bad to us, we see to it that we also retaliate. Okay, so in this normal life, how do we reach Krishna? Like without, I mean, do we have to give up our everything and then just pray to him, or how?
What should we pray to Krishna? What should we ask for? Yes, Mataji, thank you so much for this nice question. And so Bhagavatam tell us कि अलग अलग डिवोटीज अलग अलग इच्छाएं व्यक्त करते हैं. Kundi Maharani asked for more miseries. So in when there were miseries, you were with us, and now the comfortable situation will come, and you will go away, and how we will be lost. We'll get lost. So I pray that let miseries come upon me again and again, so that because of those miseries, we will continue to take your shelter. Prahlad Maharaj didn't ask for miseries, but he was fearful that now the miseries have gone, I may become entangled. I may get entangled in the material world. I'm a demon. At end of the day, I have a demon's body, and sense enjoyment is natural for demons. Bhakti is unnatural, and I may get entangled in the material world. ये भक्ति भक्ति में मैं भक्ति भूल जाऊंगा. अगर मैं राजा बन गया, रानियां आ जाएंगी, बच्चे हो जाएंगे, परिवार बढ़ेगा, राज्य कारोबार बढ़ेगा, मैं कभी ये प्रदेश जीतना है, कभी वो जीतना है, ये पैसा लाना है, वो करना है, इस झंझट में, पूरे झंझट में आई मे फॉरगेट यू. सो ही बिकमिंग very fearful. I will develop a lot of material desires, and then in that whole process I will forget you, O Lord. So he's asking, Dhruva Maharaj is also similarly asking कि मुझे भक्तों का संग दो, मुझे राज्य नहीं चाहिए. We see many devotees are asking for various things. Prithu Maharaj, I was listening to his pastime. Prithu Maharaj asked for uh, ability to hear Krishna Katha equal to 10,000 years. 10,000 कान चाहिए, 10,000 कानों का बल चाहिए मुझे कृष्ण कथा सुनने के लिए. And he was so much attached to hearing Krishna Katha. And then he says, so many devotees ask for so many things. So what should be our prayer? हम क्या मांगे भगवान से? So it's personal. It's personal, and it's intimately personal between us and God. You can ask. You can ask for humility. You can ask always to remain grateful. Have a they have the sense of gratitude always towards you, oh Lord. I should always think that I'm alive because of your mercy. So many people slept last night, couldn't wake up today morning, but you allowed me to wake up in the morning, and you're allowing me to hear Krishna Katha. So that's all because of your mercy. Find small things in your life to express gratitude towards Krishna. And it's reality. The day our permissions will be withdrawn, we will not be able to wake up. We may have plans to do things for next day, next week, and next month, and next year, but all of that is subject to Krishna's approval for us to live. So so there is way in which we can express our gratitude towards Krishna. We can pray to Krishna uh, for giving us humility. So with this expression of gratitude, naturally comes humility, because then we will stop feeling proud of our situation. But also we can ask for tolerance in this material world, and also we can ask Krishna to keep us in a comfortable situation, so that our mentally we will not get disturbed, and thereby we will be able to continue to perform his devotional service continuously, uninterrupted,
Yeah,
apratihata.
Asani.
So in various ways we can pray to Krishna, and in different situations our prayers can change. If we are too much afflicted by a certain situation, we can ask Krishna for relief, so that we can concentrate on bhakti with more intensity. So it's personal, and it's okay to ask at our level. It's okay to ask Krishna for help if we are suffering, if there's something is bothering us so much so that we are not able to concentrate on bhakti, it's affecting our devotion service. It's okay to ask Krishna. Then it's up to Krishna to decide what to give, what not to give, how much to give out of that also. So should leave it. But if we are praying, our prayers can be very personal, and Krishna can reciprocate with us in that way. At times we should help, we should also learn to tolerate also. We should learn through the process of growing also. uh, but um, but we should continue to take shelter of Krishna. And if any personal situations said are there, we can separately discuss, but in general this is how I can
Sir,
describe.
it is not there is no any personal situation. Just we want to have his, I mean, mercy, like feel his mercy.
Yeah,
Not that we are in any problem or anything, but we want to see him.
yeah. So whatever I explained, was it helpful?
Yeah, it was helpful, but as you said, it is personal, so
Yeah,
maybe it
that's all.
helped me.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want, you can
Thank
have a separate conversation. But as I said, from time to time, we can ask for different things to Krishna, and Krishna will reciprocate with us. Hmm?
thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So no other questions, no hands raised. So we can conclude today's session. Thank you everyone for spending so much time. It's almost close to 3 hours, but the question
Thank you,
answers were
Prabhuji.
very meaningful. So I continue to take those questions. So thank you so much for showing all the enthusiasm in listening. Hare Krishna. We'll continue. We'll with our Bhagavad Gita journey next week, and we'll so I have all of you, wish you all have very happy Krishna conscious week ahead, and we'll meet next week with another beautiful section from Bhagavad Gita, um, and we can continue with our journey. So thank you so much. Shri
हरे कृष्णा
Jagannath
प्रभु जी,
Baladev
दंडवत
Subhadra Mai
प्रणाम।
ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Sai
Hare
Gaur
Krishna.
Premanande, Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Dandavat
Dandavat
Pranam.
Pranam.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna
Dandavat
Prabhuji, Dandavat
pranam.
Pranam.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
दीपेश
Dandavat
वेलकम
Pranam.
प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्ण,
Thank
दंडवत
you,
प्रणाम।
thank
Hare
you so
Krishna
much.
Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna
Dandavat
Hare
Prabhuji.
pranam.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
pranam.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.